Hello everyone, sorry for that sudden transition. Sorry, just making sure my mic was working. We're all good. Hello everyone, welcome to another, I guess, meme stock meltdown video. I titled it differently because, oh boy, something's going on. There's, as the title says, something rotten in the state of meme stocks. A civil war is brewing me. We are on a hype train on Twitch, 35% to level 2. Thank you for everyone interacting over there. Let me get up to date on that, and then we will check out how YouTube is doing. Alley Cat, thanks for 30 months. Starlight did nothing wrong with 45 bits, says narrator, black screen with text. The sound of buzzing bees can be heard. According to all known laws of aviation, there's no way a bee should be able to fly. I like jazz. Terradona says PP letting Keiss hold his show's trademark, or was it copyright, was certainly a stroke of genius. Trademark. Amazing. We're gonna go over that. Avant Gardner says hype train, indeedly do. I'll keep an eye out for the package, Spokane Dogman. Speaking of which, I do have some P.O. Box stuff to open today. Xandris, thanks for gifting a sub. Aaliyah Explores, thanks for gifting a sub. Overthought with 100 bits says all hail Plute. Ashley One Up says, has reality not hit these guys yet? Unfortunately, no. Crizia with 41 months says this should be gold. It'll be platinum. Avant Gardner says, what a pause screen. Stromboli says, sup Hannah, glad you liked my friend's DVD collection. Do you still have a wish list for your collection? I do. If you do, I think exclamation point wish list, it pops up. DM Trey says, I like your shirt. It looks great. Thank you. And H. Baird says, has Polte become the father these people wish they'd had? I hope not. Let me see if I can get that to work. Wish list. There you go. All right, how's everyone doing on YouTube? Hope you're doing well. I see some people over there. Travis, aggressive pushover. Jen, how you doing? Alt fact. Fake name. Glad you could catch a live. And hello, Jack Johnson. Let's, before we dive rather into all of this stuff, let's take a look at what I got sent in the P.O. Box. Firstly, this wasn't technically a P.O. Box thing, but Broha picked it up for me. So thank you, Broha, for this really fun gift. This is something that Broha found while looking for other books and stuff at like a thrift store, and came across Mike Lindell's autobiography with a lenticular cover where he's crackhead. Still a crackhead, but, you know, doing better. Metaphorically crackhead, literal crackhead. Metaphorically crackhead, literal crackhead. Anyway, so that's fun. So thank you, Broha, for that. That's lovely. That's a lovely cover, and this like shows up on screen great too. Sometimes these things don't appear very well on camera, but this is nailing it. Like, it looks better on camera than in real life. Oh, so that's great. Thank you, Broha, for the gift. Second thing's in an envelope that I'm going to keep down here. Avant Gardner says, oh my god, this is amazing. Thanks for the hype train, everyone. Oh, is it like a double envelope? Feels double. Oh, there. Sorry, it's bigger than I expected it to be. Don't. Alright, we got it. Let's see what it is. Ah. This like a cheese pride flag? Oh, this is yours, Overthought? Oh, there's another thing in it. On YouTube, yes, like the stream if you can. Too easy. Me too. Flag of Canada. It's lovely. It's lovely. And then what is the second thing that came with it? Oh, there's the note. Let's see what you said. Thanks for all the hilarious, informable, clippable moments. Here's to 1,000 more. These are the first 3 remixes I made put on vinyl, along with a flag of Canada. That's so cool! Oh my god! And the vinyl's, like, purple! That's amazing. That's simply fucking amazing. Thank you! I love it. I abso-fucking-lutely love it. Thank you, Howlsore. Ah. These are such cool gifts. I appreciate it so much. The official flag of Canada. That's awesome. Thank you so much, Overthought. That is the coolest. You put this back in the thing with the note so I don't lose either. You guys are so creative and come up with such great gift ideas. Is it a single pressing? Probably a single pressing. So neat. And then there was another thing of gifts from Miss Quilanius. And there's a note. Okay. I believe I got everything. The first thing that came with it was a food thing, so thank you for that. That's already downstairs. Here's what it says. Hey Hannah, did you think Christmas was over? Embrace the chaos and also the bread, but gently, don't crush it. There's that stuff. The other stuff is just a few things I picked up through the year in thrift stores. Hope they're okay. Thank you for all you do crawling through the mire of twisted minds and on the internet for us, letting us see the crazy shit some people around us believe. Truly, this deserves more attention as we enter a year that promises to be insane. Let's not forget the words of a wise man who said, hold on to your butts, parasocially yours. Thank you very much. Take a look what's in these. Christopher Bay with a $10 super chat says, any talented artists in here who could create a Mike Lindell crack meme? Oh god. There's probably plenty of those already. Let's see what's in these gifts. Some of them feel like potentially movies. So I am excited. Starship Troopers Marauder, which I have not seen. Does this one have Casper Van Dien? Oh, Paul Verhoeven is actually your producer on this one. That's good. Casper Van Dien is in this one. Goody. Yes, the wrapping is a nice touch. For sure. Oh! Three Stooges Blu-ray. That's cool. I actually don't own any Three Stooges, though I do like them, so that's cool to have in my collection. It has Time Out for Rhythm, Rockin' in the Rockies, and Have Rocket Will Travel. That's fun. Thank you. You're Canadians, that's fine. No, you're still Stanas. I like Stanas. Canadians isn't bad for a second one, though. You can be both. We're such a great community, we can have 2 different names. Monster High, Clawsome double feature, Fright On, and Escape from Skull Shores. So there's that. You know, I do have... Oh, it's up. The thing's upside down. That's why I was confused. The whole thing was upside down. Let me fix that. I'm sure you sent this as a meme, but I do have a goddaughter. So that'll be around if she wants to watch it someday. Thank you. Hameth Irk 1G. I always forget how to pronounce your name. Thank you for 21 months. I'm too old to remember Monster High. I think that was a little beyond my time. Like, I knew it was a thing, but I was older than the demographic that it was for. Nicolas Cage triple feature: Trespass, Bad Lieutenant, and Stolen. 3 Nicolas Cage movies I've never heard about, and those are the best ones, because you know he only said yes to them because of his tax debts. Thank you. Ashley One Up says, Queen of Canada, please don't rent a RV and go on tour while letting the power go way to your head. You know, I don't think I will. I'm no Romana Didulo. She'll always be the real queen in our hearts. Oh, double feature of Uncle Buck and Fletch. I actually think I own this one, but thank you. That's a good one. It's a good pickup. And War for the Planet of the Apes, the finale of the Planet of the Apes trilogy. Thank you very much. The Planet of the Apes prequel trilogy, I should say. So thank you very much for all of that. Very cool selection that you found at thrift stores and stuff, so thank you. And then finally, there's what feels like a book of some kind. Oh! It looks like it is a graphic novelization of the episode Walking Distance from the Twilight Zone, which is great. I like that episode. This is the episode where the guy goes and walks back to his old hometown, but it's not the modern town, it's how it was when he was a kid. That's cool. I dig that. Thank you. I love the Twilight Zone. I have every episode of it on Blu-ray. Or DVD, the ones that haven't been released on Blu-ray. So thank you. All right, so I think that's the P.O. Box stuff. We can go ahead and get into it. Thank you, everyone, for the P.O. Box stuff. I appreciate it. Very cool. Oh, wait, there was one more thing in this little thing. Gotta figure out what this was. Oh, I'm glad that the community is like a fun thing that helps you with that, Profane Priestess. Gardner says, speaking of comics, did you see Riddler Year One? I didn't. I love the Riddler, though. Riddler's my favorite Batman villain. Oh! It's the cheese dice! Thank you for the cheese dice. That is incredibly on brand. So thank you for the queso dice. Alright, so let's get into the topic at hand now that we did that. Also, I did film my interview. I mentioned this on Discord. This is why there wasn't a stream yesterday. Yesterday I did a 3-hour interview for an upcoming documentary on meme stocks by a YouTuber that does documentaries about weird financial situations. They've done stuff about crypto and Ponzi's and, you know, other stuff like that before. So I am excited to see the final product there. I hope I come off all right. A fun counterpiece to the Batman. Okay, okay. Okay. So basically what happened is, for those who don't know, Kais Malej, who is the guy who usually stands outside of Bed Bath & Beyond and makes weird videos. This gentleman, the guy who tried to call a hospital and impersonate Ryan Cohen because he thought his wife was getting prenatal care there. He is trying to do sort of a coup of the PP community. PP paid Kais to trademark the PP show for him, and Kais did, but Kais didn't do it in PP's name. Kais did it in Kais's name. So now Kais is trying to start his own show and take over the community, basically, and he's shit-talking PP and he's claiming to PP, like, once that trademark goes through, I'm gonna send you a cease and desist. So let's go ahead and look at some of this drama. Fun stuff. Fun stuff. Let's take a look at... Ooh. I want to do the thing where, here we go, talks a little bit about owning the trademark, and, well, you'll see.
I registered the trademark. I just wanted to make sure this guy doesn't go left or right. Right? I wanted to make sure he's going on the right direction until the end. And this afternoon, I was going to tell him, listen, either you're going to behave or you can forget about the trademark. And
basically, he doesn't like whatever he perceives PP is doing. Therefore, he thinks he should be able to shut down his show because he preemptively, like Batman, had some sort of strange contingency plan in case he perceived PP to be going off the rails. That way he could pull out the kryptonite of this trademark and be like, aha, I planned for this. Is Kais secretly a super genius and we just don't understand? Probably not, but it's pretty funny. Forever Level Zero, thanks for 3 months, says, howdy, have not been here in a while. Are you aware of Alex Gayfrogs Jones' new video game on Steam called Alex Jones' New World Order Wars? Yes, I saw the trailer for it. It looks like a Broforce ripoff. H-Baird says, I wonder what was in the paperwork Kais had everyone sign at that airport hangar now. How much do you want to get bet? I assume that was supposed to be. Everyone there gave up power of attorney in exchange for the single share of Pulte stock. They had to give Kais voting rights for them. Again, I don't know if that's legal. I don't know what the heck was going on with that, but it was certainly weird.
And he didn't want to answer. But now, I heard he's been saying some bullshit about me on his show. Now, all he's going to have is the following, right? I have a space called the PP Show. That trademark is pending. Couple months from now, it's going to be approved. He's going to have a letter from me of cease and desist. Otherwise, I'm going to sue.
It's so funny. It feels like I'm watching a post-apocalyptic, like two post-apocalyptic tribes fight over the rubble. Like, bear in mind, take this back a minute. They are fighting over the control of a delusional community that doesn't understand that their stock has been canceled. That's what they're fighting about, is who gets to be in charge of the people who still believe Bed Bath & Beyond is coming back to the asset. But they're gonna do what they're gonna do.
His ass. End of story.
Jason,
this is my plan.
I want to point out, by the way, if you haven't seen it, Jawn, Jawn, on YouTube has an excellent documentary from 8 or 9 months ago about Kais. Of course, it's only up to date as to 8 or 9 months ago, because that's when it came out. But if you want more information on him, highly recommend the Jawn documentary. Jawn's great. Noisy Korvac, hey, how you doing? With a $5 super chat, says, I personally think Pulte is behind it and using Kais as a shell. After all, he's doing the same for Pulte Group shares. It wouldn't surprise me. Because Pulte did say, basically, on Twitter, I thought I had it around somewhere. Here it is. PP posted about this situation and said, the fact that Kais stated in his 2-hour Spaces call he's going to use my brand and trademark, which I paid him for, to send me a cease and desist and sue me, is burning down the bridge, unfortunately. There's no coming back from that one, bro. And then Pulte responds to this, like, series of tweets and says, we'll be taking a step back from things for a bit. Still love you in the BBBY community, but just don't want the infighting amongst leaders right now. So, it's possible that Pulte wants this to happen. It's also possible that Kais is just being Kais and being unstable. Either way, I think Pulte wants to step back so whoever comes out on top here, he can re-ingratiate himself into that community. I just don't think he wants to be perceived as taking sides by the Bed Bath people, because he doesn't want to end up siding with the one that loses. You know what I mean? And a big thing he gets out of this is clout and attention, so he's going to go with whichever one gets the biggest following at the end. Maybe he'll try and ride both sides. Either way, he definitely uses Kais for stuff, so I'm not exactly sure. he definitely tries to steer Kais and gets him to do things, but I also think it's fair to point out Kais is kind of a wild card. Even if you direct him, he's not necessarily going to do exactly what you say, because he's Kais.
Yeah, I keep up. So first of all, I would like to say that this whole thing with the division, it happened so fast. I don't even know what started it, and I haven't grasped the situation. I don't know what's up and down, to be honest. But what I just heard, guys, what you said that you had trademarked the People Show. The trademark of the People Show, even though you may have the courts filing for it and it jurisdiction would be yours from the court's point of view, ethical, it would never be yours. The People Show's trademark is not yours to have, and that you would weaponize it to use it against PP, it makes me question your character. That you
Now you're questioning his character? Not during all the other creepy shit he did? Alright. Big Dick Energy with, let's see, you're entering a 5th month of a 6th month subscription. Says, thanks, Baycop, for my sub gift. Do you plan to do a stream for the Epstein list? Maybe. Like, what am I gonna say about it? Like, yep, there's Bill Clinton or Donald Trump, and then the wild cards, like, what's his face? Stephen Hawking or whatever.
You would take that sentence in your mouth and use it to make him compliant.
Maybe. I'll have to look more into it. I don't know if there's anything I would want to talk about.
Because that is not what friends do, not even when they have a disagreement. So I'm very baffled about it, and I cannot justify it.
Let me say something. I will back up on what I said earlier, unless he behaves. That's what.
That's you're blackmailing him? You're basically blackmailing him then? You're holding something over his head and saying, behave the way I want, otherwise I'm going to take legal action against you.
Why I called him 10 times this afternoon. I was gonna tell him that, right? I don't need the fucking name. It's nothing. Bullshit, right?
Polte not being happy, again, being defensive about people making fun of his terrible meetup.
I mean, to me, it's like, why would anybody make fun of an event in Atlanta? I mean, they can make fun of it if you're a meltdowner and you're a loser, but this is positive progress. This is bringing people together. This is coming together in the physical.
This is bringing people together after they give us $500 a ticket to stand in a Florida airplane hangar for 3 hours and have a light beer.
World. This is trying to unite people just beyond an online movement. This is trying to get people to physically show up in the physical form. I mean, if you were in that room in Florida where we all were, I mean, there was something special about all being there in the physical form.
You know, they could have been there without charging them hundreds of dollars, right? Like, you don't need to charge people to walk into an airplane hangar. Just a thought. Lilac says, have you seen World of Shrit on TikTok? I have not.
Human beings rallying together and saying, we're not going to take it anymore. And so it's just, so again, I'm going to go forward with the Atlanta event. If people don't want to go, or if they think I'm trying to shill Pulte Holmes, okay.
You're clearly trying to, like, it seems like you are. You were doing it through Kais at the Florida event, but, like, yes, that definitely seems to be the running theme with you.
Have at it. Okay. Yeah, but if you, to your point, if you don't.
For those who missed it, he's planning more meetups. That's what he's talking about in Atlanta. He wants to do 2 more meetups this year.
Don't want to do it if you just want to sit on Reddit and be a loser, right? Or listen to people who, haven't accomplished anything in business and are losers, go listen to that. You don't need.
Yeah, we haven't accomplished anything in business like Polte did by being born the grandson of a business creator. Get good, scrubs. Just be born with rich parents, loser.
Listen to me,
Pulte, what you have done is nothing short of amazing. You're being a good steward of what you've been given. You're leaving the world a better place. Mash the gas, brother. Let's go.
Yep. Well, I'm not stopping. All I'm doing is reprioritizing my wealth. I mean, I plan to. It's all subject to change, I guess, but I plan to give away all my money before I die, and people can mock the $10,000. They can mock the $100,000 for the event, which, by the way, was world class. Okay, we could have spent.
You can't say your event is world class. No, it wasn't. Other people get to judge that. It was not world class. You had a bunch of people behind, like, gate things. You up on a stage, they all got a light beer and stood there and listened to you do a live stream for 3 hours, and you yelled at them for being too noisy. That is not a world-class event, Pulte. Renting a helicopter for 5 minutes doesn't make it impressive. It was in an airplane hangar.
And $2 on that thing, and you think people are complaining about some stereo system not being on, they'd be complaining like there's no way till tomorrow.
I don't think they actually did get ice cream. I think only Pulte got ice cream.
That was a world-class event. And I had the biggest YouTubers, the biggest influencers in the world say,
like, he had an ice cream truck show up, but I don't think it was full of ice cream for everyone.
Nobody's ever put on an event like that. Not even
Nobody's ever put on an event like that? I would hope not intentionally.
even Trump puts on an event like that. And I'd say him and Obama were probably the two bigger ones who did it.
He's comparing... He's comparing the Pulte party to an Obama or Trump event. Okay. All right. Nope.
And we put on a great event. It was the talk of the whole investor community. You have the sitting board member of GameStop. And what do? We somehow find a way to shit
because
on
GameStop is so respected in the business world.
Pulte and say, oh, no, we're not, we're not fans of the Atlanta event. All I'm saying is we're going to keep on going. We're going to reprioritize with who it is. We have a great platform. We have a great team. Everybody in here I consider a teammate. Everybody in the community I consider a teammate. We have a huge platform. We're not going to stop. I'm going to keep going on Fox. I'm going to keep going on CNBC because we can't be scared of these people. We need to bring.
Please don't invite Pulte on your professional program. He is a clown. That's not good. That doesn't make you look good to have him go on your show. H. Baird says, Pulte is like the Trump at home from the We Have X at Home meme.
The truth to the masses. Right now, the fact
it wouldn't surprise me if someday he tries to run for some sort of political office. He seems the type.
Of where this movement is, you're going to see more infighting. This is why I'm saying I'm just going to reapportion myself to other things. You're going to see more infighting. You're going to see more egos. I mean, wait, you think you've seen human nature. Wait till you not only see greed, but wait until you see fame. And you're going to see people who think that they have fame in this movement, whether it's AMC, whether it's BBBY, whether it's IEP. Fame does weird things to people. It does weird things.
One second. I'm still here, by the way, sorry. There we go. Second camera. Pulte, you're describing yourself. What are you doing? That's embarrassing. Please cease. Thank you.
It's almost like gluttony. It's almost like that's why
I forgot I still had that there from shooting for the documentary yesterday. They asked me to have a second camera angle for editing purposes, so it was still on. Oh, I gotta fix a lot of things on that, though.
Posted the 7 deadly sins because
I don't even think it's the lens. I just think it's, like, calibrated terribly. Like, it lost all the settings from yesterday. Whew, boy. My hair from the side sure is something, huh? Yeah. Oh yeah, I gotta change the shit out of the settings on that one.
Gluttony is a big one, and it's not greed, right? Gluttony is I want more. And the way fame works, if you're not careful, is it can be intoxicating and you can start dividing, and it's just It's a very slippery slope.
So funny. He describes himself. Doesn't realize it. Oh, this is a little funny. This is a GameStop thing. I will give points here. Hey, I do want to point this out. They made it accessible in that it's like also done in ASL, which cool. That's great. But it doesn't change the fact that you made a rap about how cool you think Ryan Cohen is, and that's still pretty funny, so. Hold on, I'm hearing a wife. Hello. Hello. I don't think it's the lens.
Hi. It is. It's so dirty. Holy shit.
Deliver it, Ryan, deliver it. 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 Deliver it, Ryan, deliver. Yeah, he gonna deliver the package with the full year profitability stacking.
Can you imagine a business having a whole year of profitability? Amazing.
Package.
That's so funny about the GME stock people is that they're so excited. Like, they're like, ha, take this, people with a bear thesis. They're finally profitable. Like, yeah, that's the baseline.
In the back with the GameStop savages. Over 200K strong and we're the baddest. And I feel like, you never seen a revolution so strong. Come along, put your flags, put your mother lover hands up. Coming out the ass with the cash and the shivering, considering the RC's delivering. This is not a quick fix, pump and dump flip. This a chin kick to the seller box fiends. Pissed cause the MSM plays to the ears of the fears and the sheep.
The beat's pretty good.
Just eat it up.
I wish he would rap about something that wasn't this, though. Thank you, Gnome Pickles, for the raid. Check out Gnome Pickles here on Twitch. Tea Time Tea says, ASL songs are cool, except this one.
You wanna break out with some due diligence, broken down Puerto Rico to illiterate. And we're not forgetting that the chairman wants memes, we deliver it. Deliver it, Ryan, deliver it, deliver it, Ryan.
Deliver it, Ryan, deliver it, Ryan. That's what we're listening to, is a rap about Ryan Cohen. Yeah. Let's see if that lens cleaning lended to a cleaner scene. Oh yeah, Jesus Christ.
Uh-huh.
There you go. I still need to change the color because I look washed out as fuck, but like, it's fine. Thank you, hun.
You're welcome.
Deliver it, Ryan, deliver it. Yeah, yeah. Deliver it, Ryan, deliver it. They ain't seen me since last time, and I know they wanna see.
Baja's always right. That's why she got a PhD.
Deliver it, Ryan, deliver it. You know it, deliver it, Ryan, deliver it. Yeah, yeah. Deliver it, Ryan, deliver it. Last time people were excited to see me. Yeah, RC, get 'em.
I like that they're showing the pro membership stuff, even though they recently cut the benefits of the pro membership.
The last time people were excited to see me, yeah, I'm gonna deliver that.
That's a shame. Anyway, back to the drama with Kais and PP. Here's PP reacting to the Kais drama.
Do whatever they want, but at the and again, people show their true colors. So let it be. Let people shill or let people shit on the show and let people do whatever they want. But at the end of the day,
sorry for the weird audio. I know it sounds off. I don't know why.
The community understands, that it's all about the DD. It's not about drama. It's not about this bullshit on the side. Who gives a shit about this cash shit? Let him do whatever. If he's running, I even noticed before we even did the show at 7:00, he made a space call with Bill Pulte. Bill Pulte joined it. So I have no idea. It's very bizarre in my opinion. Just in general, not only just the shills, but also Kaz's behavior as of lately as well. All around this Atlanta stuff. Like, who gives a shit, man? If I don't want to do goddamn Atlanta, why are you gonna attack me? You know how bad that looks on people? Yeah. So it's weird, man. But True Justice, I think you're right. I think the DD holds up. Yeah.
I wanted to ask you,
sure.
Since all that have personally, like,
Their audio's just getting better and better by the day. Gnome Pickles says it was nice of them to shoot that video in a GameStop, because that means that was a non-worker in a GameStop for the first time in months. It may have been a worker. There are people who work for GameStop and are in the meme stock thing, unfortunately.
you know, FaceTimed or
Not a ton, obviously, because most of them see how bad the company is, like, on a daily basis, but there are some.
talked to Kaz on the phone, or has
Fuck
he called
no.
in through like you know, just like words on the screen? Because I'm wondering, because like,
Dude, the last time I talked to this fucking guy, okay, was in Florida. That's the last time I spoke to him. Haven't had any fucking communications with Kaz at all since Florida. And then all of a sudden, I say, no, I'm not really feeling like doing the Atlanta show, which I shouldn't have to do shit.
So, okay, if it's because if PP really chose not to do the Atlanta meetup, to me, that would lend more credence to the Pulte wanting to use Kais to hurt PP thing. Again, this is our own version of tinfoil, by the way. This is complete speculative bullshit that we are not taking seriously. Don't even treat these as rumors. I'm thinking out loud. It would make sense if PP's not going along with what Pulte wants to do, that Pulte wants to put Kais in a higher position of power within the BBBY community by usurping PP. Of course, it's a bad plan, because Kais is incredibly unstable and not dependable, but it at least kind of would make sense.
Okay? For anybody, because if I don't want to do it, I don't want to do it.
Right.
I can have my own reasons. Maybe I'm fucking busy,
Exactly.
right? And the moment I said that, all of a sudden Kaz makes up this fucking bullshit. PP's against Pulte and this and that, and then he's running fucking spaces calls during the show, things like that. Let him. If he wants to to try to drive a wedge further, fine. He's the only person out there who's pissing away his, you know, reputation, whatever it may be.
So it's possible, I don't know why PP doesn't want to do the Atlanta meetup. It's possible he saw the backlash he got for the Florida meetup and is trying to salvage what he can of the community that haven't already been turned off by all the Pulte obsession. Who knows, though? It's hard when you're trying to map out the thinking of people whose thinking is very different than your own. People who believe this kind of stuff, kind of inherently, it's hard to follow logically, because sometimes it is not logical. People inherently, not just these people, but everyone is not logical all of, or even most of the time. But still, understanding people's incentives and desires, you can kind of chart a path of potential outcomes. But when people are unstable and behave unpredictably, it all breaks down because there are too many variables. Like, there's stuff getting thrown in that you can't predict because it's, by definition, unpredictable. So I'm not sure. Oh, Pulte's moved on to trying to tell the BBBY people to get lawyers, which has pissed off a ton of them, because obviously at this point a lawyer's not going to do anything. Nothing will do anything, but especially not a lawyer. So this has turned off a bunch of the BBBY bag holders. And here is Pulte talking about it on a Twitter space.
Whether the plan admin will do his job correctly and Brad Sander will do their job correctly, or they need a little...
By the way, I hate Twitter spaces. The ephemeral nature of them makes investigation difficult. Like what I do. Like, I'm not going to call what I do journalism. It isn't. It's shit posting on the internet with a little bit of casual investigation. But, like, if someone says something on a space and they don't, like, record it, it's just gone. And I know that that's true, like, everywhere, but it's much, much, much more common with Twitter spaces, so it's terrible for this kind of thing. Unless someone literally intentionally records the whole thing, it's pretty much gone.
Little nudge, as Pulte is definitely not recommended, but maybe just kind of leading us there, is that might be the nudge they need. Just a little reminder, like, we do know our fucking rights, we're not idiots, and we are aware that if a claim does
I don't
up,
think they'll take you seriously until people start, you know, getting serious legally.
Pulte, there is nothing for them to do legally. They are no longer shareholders. This was dealt with in the bankruptcy.
So, I mean, you could take it or leave it, and people could say, oh, it's a frivolous case, or they could say all these things they're saying. I mean, anybody who's saying that, I would say, how many lawsuits has the person who's saying that been involved in?
One.
How many have they?
In my case.
One. How many high stakes games have they played? How many bankruptcy proceedings have they been in? This is why I've encouraged Michael to get an expert's help in this, because, you know, we're all people on the internet. We all try to play like we know what we're talking about. Michael needs to, in my opinion, talk to a real professional, not, you know, some controversial lawyer or somebody.
I believe I heard Polte gave Michael $10,000 to go hire a lawyer for this, which of course is nonsense. Like, the lawyer's gonna look at this and go, what are you talking about? It's canceled. There's no money.
He's never done this before.
But I did hear that.
Yeah. I mean, you're dealing with people, whether it's the plan administrator and all these characters, Goldberg, they eat shit and breathe this stuff for a living. And, you know, if we're just some people on the internet, which I'm not trying to say that we all are, but, you know, let's be honest, we all have our own individual specialties, right? Mine happens to be more around housing and homes, right? I'm not a lawyer day to day.
You don't even work at Polte Home Group anymore.
So I just think it's incredibly, I don't know how to say this more clearly. I think it's incredibly ignorant to, you know, have us hypothesize about the merits or the viability or the, you know, wastefulness of Michael's efforts. I mean, and
then why are you going on the PP show? If in this instance you're recognizing that maybe you should get expert opinion on their particular field of expertise, why do you consistently go on the PP show, a show that by its own nature is full of unqualified people talking about high-level financial stuff legally? Like, that's what the show is.
Unless I hear that there's some bankruptcy lawyer who's on this.
No, Michael's a different person. Michael's a different host of the PP show that's been on from time to time. He's the one who went to medical school but never got into residency.
Who
does the, like, intelligence assessments that he designs without being qualified to do so.
You know, 50 of these proceedings, and, you know, eats, shits, and breathes this stuff. I'm sorry, but I won't believe anybody. And I wouldn't believe myself, which is why I'm saying go do it.
What I'm trying to do, just personally, is I'm just trying to give everyone the information, and then I want them to use this information and then make their own decision as an individual investor. I am not trying to desist anyone from following through on legal representation. I respect the fact that you have played the high stake games before and you have been usually successful, and
I have. And by the way, do you know who's your space is called in Cohen We Trust or whatever, in Ryan Cohen. Speaking of lawyers, did you know that his lawyer is my lawyer?
This is one of the things that he actually has in common with Ryan Cohen, is they share a lawyer. This is one of the things that makes these people think that he knows Ryan Cohen. Like, if I use the same lawyer as someone, it doesn't mean I know them. Like, you think I'm running into them at the lawyer office? Like, hey, we use the same lawyer? How's it going, Ryan Cohen? Like, that's not how this works. It's irrelevant. You both hired the same guy, okay.
I am aware, yeah. I think the
and I'm only asking that because I know she didn't follow me.
Trust
so if you
in
don't...
Cohen extends to you, Polte. So that shouldn't be confused by you or anyone in this community.
I know. I saw that you didn't follow me, so I just want to make sure that it's clear that you know that, you know, Cohen is very sophisticated. He's got a very good law firm. And in my opinion, Michael is a very smart guy. Michael has rights. And
do you know you have rights? You do.
To put up my money, we should get him a very sophisticated lawyer. I even thought about asking my law firm who represents Ryan. I don't know if you know this Ryan Niebel guy at all, but he's literally all over the place on, I think, even your due diligence, right?
Yeah.
I actually have someone
Niebel's
that
my
is in
attorney.
contact with him.
Okay, well, Niebel's my attorney. Did you guys
yeah,
know that?
I guess with his input with GameStop and Cohen that must have been your attorney, but I didn't want to speculate and
yeah,
he's been high and dry.
he's been my attorney since 2016, so whatever, 6-7 years, and he's a great attorney. So, anyway.
Gnome Pickle says, we have both bought stuff from Vinegar Syndrome, so therefore we must have hung out from time to time, right? We both use the same service after all, QED. True.
I actually
have you
talked to
ever
someone
worked with
who.
Elizabeth Sussman? Oh, sorry, Michael.
Well, I was just going to say, actually, it was Adam. Someone messaged me and said that they they tried to communicate with Elizabeth Sussman, and she kind of said that. Well, basically, she pointed to another lawyer at the same firm. Let's see what was his name, Adam something, and so he says he wasn't sure if they wanted to talk more about the case just because of potential conflict of interest. But I mean, I would love to have them if you think that there wouldn't be a conflict of interest where lawyers from that firm would be able to work with me.
Just conscious on time, guys. I appreciate everyone coming in. The PP show starts in
$10,000 is not going to be a lot of money for, like, the kind of lawyer that Polte or Ryan Cohen would have. $10,000 would not get you very many billable hours. Like, I don't even know if you can retain them for $10,000. It might cost more than that.
15 minutes. As I said, PP's always been very kind to me, so I'm going to be respectful of him. So if anyone wants to further
lawyers are expensive, for those who do not know
this conversation, maybe we can get links for everyone. If not, then I appreciate everyone for tuning in.
Hey, real quick, Bruno, for Polte and Michael, I think it's definitely worth looking into I think his name's Wes Christensen or something like that. He's the lawyer that's doing the MMTLP, only because he's familiar with what we're fighting against. And there's a million good firms out there, but if they're not familiar with the exact situation, that's going to be hundreds if not thousands of hours or at least hours billed.
Oh, thank you, Mr.
Like
Duxoff.
getting them up to speed. Where like someone who's already playing in that arena that's already up to speed, you'll be able to get them there real quick. And then one last thing. So Bill, we've spoken before about my desire to help you with philanthropy for veterans. I'm still very confident in this.
Makes me so sad listening to all of them talk about wanting to do charity and, like, basically begging Polte for things because he's the most wealthy one of these people, at least as far as we know. It just feels gross. The power dynamic is uncomfortable.
Play as is Sal and Bruno and many others. So I want.
Why are these BBBY Q bag holders so entertaining? I think abject delusion is pretty interesting. Don't get me wrong, you can enjoy it in an unhealthy way. If you do it just because it makes you feel better about yourself, that's a bit unhealthy, but I think there is a fascination in people who believe things that aren't true. We see it around us all the time, and we're all susceptible to it, but when you see it go to the extreme where people adopt whole worldviews that are based on fundamentally flawed understandings of the world, it's kind of like a slow motion train wreck. It's just the kind of thing where you're like, wow, I just can't even believe it.
I want to pledge right now that once we're right, I'm going to donate 10,000 of my shares. I have 250,000 shares that we will collectively decide when we're going to sell those, at what price, and 100% of that.
Writing fan fiction about when MOAS happens and they're all super special rich.
Sale will go towards giving back to veterans through your causes.
That's great. Thank you.
Bruno,
Polte doesn't even seem excited because he knows that's never going to happen.
There are 670 people listening here, and we have Bill Polte. Hold on, let me say something. Can I say something?
And again, people show their true colors. So
we were still in the middle of this one, I think, actually, weren't we?
Were we? With Kaz at all.
No. I think we watched that one all in its entirety. Oh, this is kind of funny. I'm not taking this as true. Kais is not a reliable source of information for anything, but I did find this part pretty funny.
I was gonna tell him that, right? I don't need the fucking name. It's nothing. Bullshit, right? They did. Okay. He's using bots to increase the number of viewers.
Talking about
People don't know about that. People don't know about that. Control, do you know about it?
No, I don't know anything about that, nor would I know how to...
He's claiming PP's using bots to make his shows get more views. That's a claim Kais is making. I don't necessarily have any information that makes that seem true, but I just think it's funny. He's accusing him of that.
I know for a fact. I know
Why
for a
smear
fact.
him? Guys, what are you doing right now? Because right now you're trying to assassinate your own character. Everything you do right now, don't point
listen,
to people. It point right back at yourself.
Hold on, who's talking? Who's talking? Ralph?
Guys, you don't run spaces to fucking knock
No.
people down. I love you, man,
Yeah,
but come on.
remove
This is
from
not what we do,
speaker.
bro.
This is not what we do, bro. Oh, this story's hilarious too.
Remember exactly what you're talking about.
Before that, so PP came down to the lobby. I was sitting at the lobby, and then you came down and you came to speak to me, correct?
Correct.
And then I asked you where PP, what's going on, why he has 2 rooms, is he rich? Do you remember
PP got 2 rooms at the hotel in Florida.
when we spoke?
Yeah, I
Okay.
got a pretty good memory. I
Did
remember
you-
everything you said.
Seemed like a relatively nice hotel too.
Right.
At least from what I saw of the behind the scenes videos where they were like in the lobby and stuff.
So PP came to the lobby. He didn't even come to say hi, right? He ignored me. And then when he finished talking to the guy in the lobby, he looked at you and he said, "Let's go." Correct?
Yeah, but I mean, I was with him for an hour before that, so I know what happened before that, and he was in a pretty bad mood. And you're right, there was tension. I could feel it. I could sense it. But you know, there was a major problem with the room, and they had basically threatened to confiscate all his stuff because he thought the room was paid for, but it wasn't. And it was like, I mean, I don't know, past 3, I think, when we saw you, and I think checkout was 11 or something like that. So there's some.
So PP had 2 rooms at this hotel that he thought were paid for but weren't. Here's my speculation on what I think happened there. And it's very funny if this is what happened. I think that Bill Pulte booked all the hotel rooms. I think he said to PP, I got you a reservation at the hotel. And PP thought, okay, great. He paid for it, which frankly, I don't even think is an absurd thing to think. If a multi-millionaire friend of yours says, hey, for the party we're throwing, I booked you a hotel room, in my head, my automatic assumption is going to be, oh, that's so nice of him, he paid for that, you know? I think he booked the hotel room in that he had himself or his assistant actually put it in, but didn't pay for it, so PP was surprised to find he had to pay for his 2 rooms. Which is pretty funny. If that's gonna happen to anyone, PP's probably the person that it's okay that that happened to.
Some back context there, but everything you're saying is true, but there's more to the story. So
And the guy promised to make me that sound.
This is Kais being upset that people don't like a lot of his other conspiratorial rhetoric. For instance, anti-vax stuff. Hello, Alt-Fact, how you doing?
Machine, and I was happy. And then a couple hours ago, I was posting some history that I have in my phone, and about videos about the hoax and the lies of COVID.
Wait a minute, you're telling me that this person who's heavily invested in a financial conspiracy is also heavily invested in other kinds of whack job conspiracies? Who could have believed it?
Virus, COVID.
This is actually something that has been studied, by the way. If you believe any conspiracy theory, you are statistically more likely to believe others as well. Like, if you believe a conspiracy, comorbid conspiracies become much more likely. Because once you are able to kind of crack open that door and that mentality of paranoia and everything being hidden from you, all of a sudden you're much more susceptible to other narratives of conspiracy.
19. Listen, guys, I'm still alive. You see me, I'm talking, right? I'm still alive. And back then, people are scared with those fake mainstream media bullshit.
Rockagam, 20 stream streak, nice.
Politicians, that's their pimps that they pay them. And I've seen a lot of things, guys. So basically, I was putting videos on my Twitter account. Some people already saw them. I did delete them because I'm scared of what's gonna happen. Probably they're gonna come after me. So fuck it, I took them down. But what happened is one guy,
No one's coming after you, Kais.
that I said I still see him as great teammate. He texted me. He said, "Guys, I've seen your videos about COVID-19, and I'm totally against that, and I'm totally don't disagree with you, and I'm not gonna do the machine." Said I said, "Okay, it's your choice. I would love to thank you for that, but I mean, I'm willing to even buy the
Would
machine."
Kais do a co-stream with Hannah? Now, he has me blocked. He's very, very, like, virulently transphobic. Like, he hates me. Fenekagami says, I know we mentioned the Epstein list earlier. It'll be interesting to see how the conspiracy communities will respond to the list. Unfortunately, it's also going to be immensely frustrating how blatantly partisan the media coverage is going to be. Conservative outlets already ignore Trump's friendship with Epstein. Liberal outlets ignore or downplay Democrats on the list. Hillary once laughed with her interviewer when she was questioned about her friendship with him. I really hope that's not the case. Like, I would believe it, but come on, it's Bill Clinton. Fucking, just tear him to pieces. Everyone should. God awful.
From you if you make it. And he said, "No, I took the decision. I'm not gonna make it."
And Hillary, but you know what I mean.
Because I believe in COVID, and I believe that this is real, and this is so basically when you
got
see
canceled.
yeah
He
when you
canceled
see right, they watch the news, and they watch the politicians lying, and the media, those idiots, journalists or reporters lying on your face, and you believe them. It's not the Bible, it's not the Quran, it's not the Jewish whatever how they call that book.
Torah.
It's lies. It's human beings that they've been paid to lie into your face, and they are being paid to sell you lies. And that guy, unfortunately, he bought the
It's so frustrating when people, like, a lot of conspiracies have a kernel of truth to them. Like, all media is biased. Media that comes out of large corporations, of course it has incredible bias in terms of, like, things that are pro the interests of the people who own that thing. You know? More so, like, pro capital interests. And what I mean by that is just, like, pushing ideas of, like, lower taxes for wealthy people and stuff like that. There's a whole thing. But recognizing that all media has bias and being aware of it when you consume it is a different thing than calling all media fake and that anything they say is automatically false and you should believe the opposite. That is foolishness. You're still allowing that media to determine what you think. You're just doing it opposite. You should always, when you are looking at your media, whether it be news or whatever else, consider the source. What is being told to you? Does it make sense? What are other people saying about it? But that doesn't mean you should look at anything and assume that if you don't like them, it's the opposite every time. That's not sound. That's a terrible heuristic.
those lies, and he said he's not gonna make the machine. I answered by saying thank you, and hopefully if he's gonna change his mind. Otherwise, all I need at the end is a camera, a microphone, and internet, and I'm gonna have my voice and Tendy's voice in politics. Tendy, we're gonna go one day to support one guy that you like, and I do. Fuck it, I love Trump. Fuck it. Once
Well, people can like whoever they want because guess what? We live in the United States of America.
and this space is recorded, so I'm fucked, guys.
Probably because all we've read are headlines, Demos. I haven't looked into it yet, and I apologize for getting that incorrect.
Good morning, guys, and Happy New Year. Today is December 2nd, 2024.
He means January 2nd. This was on January 2nd.
And I love this stuff.
Or Kais is a time traveler.
I love this company. Today's video is about hedge funds and market makers and everybody who is telling us that our investment in BBBYQ is worthless. I still believe, and
it is literally worthless. The company itself that exists, the person who manages the wind down entity, has directly told you you have no shares, they were canceled. You don't even have an investment, so it's not exactly correct to say it's worthless. You have nothing to be worthless. To have something be worthless, you need something to assess for worth. You have the absence of worth. You have the absence of something to be worthless. It's nothingness. It's the lack of substance.
I have an unwavering conviction that our investment is the best investment we've done in the history of the financial market.
Bed Bath & Beyond is the best investment in the history of the financial markets.
The question is why they are still worried about that ticker, why they are still trying to convince us that our investment is worthless. The answer is because something is still bothering them. All right, so they've been shorting the stock.
He genuinely needs help so bad.
They did naked short the stock, which is something illegal, and they issued...
Saw an ad for the new Bed Bath company. You should have taken a pic. Yeah, Overstock.com bought the Bed Bath & Beyond name. So if you see ads for Bed Bath & Beyond, it's Overstock.com. They bought the name and they're rebranding.
Millions of synthetic shares for that ticker BBBYQ, and it's not, the numbers don't match. So what I can say, it's a matter of time. We are still believing in the investment. I'm still believing in what I've done. The investment is great. That company is great.
This is actually the first time he's brought up Bed Bath in a little while. He's been mostly focused on the Polte stuff recently. That's interesting.
All I can say is I love the stock. So I Love the Stock is the new show, as you all know it by now. And just wait, and wait. We can do nothing now except waiting, and we are waiting for something huge. So 2024 is hopefully it's the Happy New Year, and most of us, we're gonna be millionaires. Cheers, guys. I love you.
Oof. Big oof. So let's take a look at 16 minutes of Kais's show, courtesy of John. Thank you, John, for recording and posting this. Much appreciated.
I don't know if it's 6.
Did I know Kais impersonated Ryan Cohen during a phone call to RC's wife's gynecologist in order to get information on the unborn child? He thought that was the gynecologist, or at least the hospital. To be clear, that's never been confirmed. He was speculating it was the hospital, but he was still trying to do that. So either way, his intent was the same. But I see people get that wrong a lot. I got it wrong in the past, and I just wanted to clarify. We don't know for sure it actually was that hospital. It was just one that was, like, close to RC's house, I think, that Kais speculated. But that's neither here or there. Either way, he attempted to do it, and it's... Was it 6? Ashley Babbitt. I'm pretty sure there was a guard that got, like, a fire extinguisher thrown at his head, and he died later. Someone else had, like, a heart attack, like, a day or so later, that they thought might have been related to stresses related to it. I don't know if it was 6. But yeah, some people died on January 6th. It was a shit show. We watched it.
All I want to say, Kais, don't be a meltdowner. Be above everybody. you can cross that line, beyond. Don't do it. We all love you. We all respect for what you did, but I just want you common sense to win, and don't bring that into public. You can do that in private with him. Call him, 10 more times, get him on the phone, talk to him, and make it straight and easy. We all will win from that,
Didn't one die from falling from the Capitol stairs? I think that was a rumor that wasn't true. There was also a rumor, like, that day that was going around about, like, oh, someone with a don't tread on me flag got trampled, which was a joke that got spread as if it was true. There was a lot of stuff going around that day that still probably is ideas straggling around the internet somewhere.
Thank you.
Thanks, Maz. I appreciate that. Control Chaos can understand this. To add to Maz's point, in the military, I think Control Chaos might have been an officer, so I can only speak for the men in the room. The enlisted men.
It's pretty impressive, by the way, that on his first episode of his show, what's supposed to be about stocks, Kais got into January 6th. That's chaotic energy.
Oh, we praise in public. And
I was enlisted for 6 years.
All right, respect. I'm just fucking with you. We got another question here, Alex.
And what happened? No, sorry.
I was enlisted for 6 years. I got out of active duty. I finished my bachelor's, started my master's, and went as a GS. And I retired as a GS-13, which is equivalent of a lieutenant colonel. I was a director. So, was an actual officer? No. Was I white collar? Later in my military career, yes. But I always fell back on my enlisted side, and I think that's what made me a better white collar employee. And I was able to lead my people better because I was with them. Quick, not to make this about me, but
a Mustang officer.
So my first job in the military ever was in 2000 in Italy, and I was literally in E2 underneath munitions containers, washing them prior to putting them on a barge that was going out to the mothership to go to a different location. And I was working.
Mothership.
That's what they call it. So you have a barge that takes 50 or 60 ISO containers.
When he heard mothership, his brain immediately went to sci-fi UFO.
They're full of ammo because that's all it can handle because of the dredge.
Context is hard.
The depth of the water and everything. But then there's a mothership where they do what they call skin-to-skin transfer, and she sits there and waits until you load all 500, 600,000, whatever. So it might take 10 trips, whatever. Anyhow, so I'm sitting there working with these guys, and I'm like, man, that's a cool job. I would love to get that job, right? So fast forward 20 years into my career, not only am I working with those guys, I'm the director, I'm the boss.
It's called a Mustang officer. Why didn't you just say that in the first place?
I never heard that term, Andrew.
You don't know what a Mustang officer is?
Or Alex, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's Alex.
How are you GS white collar, but you don't know what a Mustang officer is? It's one of the most common.
Doesn't want to be
terms.
bridled.
Wait, is this person lying about military service, or do they just think they are lying about military service?
Doesn't want to be bridled.
Probably because I didn't drink the Kool-Aid. I mean, I really did act like I would say this. I should have retired as a GS-15, but I always spoke my mind. I mean, I never held back. I was always respectful. I always had bosses that were, either 1-star or 2-star or whatever. But when I got them one-on-one in a room, I gave them my opinion, whether they liked it or not. And it held me back in my career, I'm not going to lie. But at the same time, I didn't care because I never sold out. And I told them, and I think I helped them become better officers.
Everybody in the military knows what a Mustang is? Okay.
That's shocking because you're so reserved around us.
Oh, juggle.
You haven't said a word.
I'm so sorry, Jason.
Time for the
this is
clown
one of the
show.
Most suspect things I've ever seen. Because I'm just 6 years enlisted, thankfully out now, and I don't think it's very possible to serve over 20 years and not know what a Mustang officer is. One of the most commonly used terms.
23 years, and I'll gladly send you my DD-214 and my retirement paperwork from there. But you're GS as well, right? I mean, I was on the.
So how do you not know what a Mustang officer is?
I never even heard the term until today. I'll be honest with you.
All right, so military folks in the crowd, thumbs up if you know what a Mustang officer is. Thumbs down if you do not. Because I know there's a lot of you.
Am I able to comment on Hazy telling Joey to sell his GME calls because Joey to miss out on 80K of profits and forcing Joey to send his daughter to public school? I don't know any of that. That sounds like a lot of drama. What show are you talking about? Purple Witch Hat.
I do now because you told me.
I don't until now.
I mean, it's one of the most common terms.
It's where you
Apparently
go
not. They just
former
said they
enlisted,
didn't
you
know until
become
you
a
told
leader.
them.
I gave him thumbs up because I know now I'm not that slow.
No, I'm just saying, like, this is not something.
Engineer Crow says I did 4 years in the Air Force, have no idea what a Mustang officer is. Gotcha. So maybe they're just paranoid. Either way, interesting whether it's stolen valor or a false accusation of stolen valor. I like that Kais has not talked this whole time, by the way. This is his show, and he's just not doing anything as a host to, like, accommodate the conversation or keep it moving or, like, get in the middle of whatever is happening here.
But Alex, so I remember I was on the space call where you
All right,
were
Tomcat. He's definitely
you were
real
talking
military.
to remember the
Tomcat,
OK bet situation?
Thumbs up real quick, Tomcat, if you think that it's sus that this guy doesn't know what a Mustang officer
So
is.
sus as in like what? I didn't serve my country? Sus
Yes,
as I not
stolen valor.
Oh, okay. So why don't you Google?
Let's
Okay,
unite the community and then start calling the best.
Alex,
Bait.
Alex,
I'm telling you.
Alex, unlike you, please don't interrupt.
He's trolling. He's trolling.
I'm
Alex,
not
ready?
trolling right now.
Robert.
He's not trolling. Sorry.
Robert P. Spell it S-E-T. Robert.
This is stupid. PP Show is hosting right now for the last hour. There's no respect to his show. And on top of that, we have all these war stories.
Oh, he did his show during the PP show, too. He was trying to, like, steal audience from the PP show. I should have mentioned that.
We're having fun here. We're having
Alex?
fun.
Why don't you go to his show, Alex?
Go down. Go remove
Alex,
from speakers.
we're multitasking. I'm watching the
He's
TV
down.
show.
He's down.
we
He's
have
down.
the show
He's
on
down. Whoever doesn't want to be here, he can go to the PP
We all
show.
need to stay united here.
We're
Come
having,
Go to
we're
the
having
PP
fun
show,
here.
Alex.
I was trying to spell my name for him so he could Google it.
Yeah. It's control. You don't have to do that, man. None of us here question you.
Stolen valor.
It's okay. I sent him down to the gutters.
Well, I mean, Alex, I see you putting thumbs
I
up.
sent him down to the gutters.
I'll give you my full name. I'll give you my brother's name that was killed in Special Forces in Korea. You can Google the last name if you want and see. And
What's your social security number? What's your social security?
Dude, I was in the military for 20. I was in the military for 23 years.
I just
you don't
want
think
your
my
bank
social,
account number.
You
That's
don't
all
think
I
my
need.
social's out there, dude? Everybody has my social already. You know, if you were in the military, how many breaches did you get? If you were in the military, how many notifications of breaches did we get for fucking our social securities? Like, look at them. You know, Alex, I like you, but at the same time, I find you to be really annoying sometimes. I see you doing a thumbs down. Now he left. But I was on a space one time where he kept
With 40 bits, something I never understood about Kais is why is he working as an Uber driver when he has a degree in bank management and worked as a bank manager in the past? I don't know. If I had to guess, this is speculative, it could have to do with instability. I feel like regular employment might not agree with Kais, just in the sense that he very much likes to do his own thing and doesn't like authority and doesn't really like structure. It doesn't seem like he kind of has chaotic energy. So I think something that's like Uber, he is a contractor. So there are not really set hours. He gets to kind of do whatever he wants. I'm assuming that's why.
what was he doing? He burping or something like that? No, what was that?
Farting.
Farting. He kept farting. And I was like, this guy's the GS11 or 12 or whatever he says he is. I'm like, he's very immature for his age. But anyhow, to each their own. We'll move on. What we got?
It could be a tick. We don't know. Controlled. You know what I mean?
Yeah, cut him some slack. He might have a tick.
He was farting for like 4 hours. That's not a tick. So.
Oh, I think that was a space with some shills, and he didn't want to let him speak. So yeah, that was different.
Yeah, so like, don't just drop him down, act like a fucking moron, and fart for 4 hours.
Well,
Kais isn't doing his show while he's doing Uber, is he? Because I just heard a horn honk. He's not hosting his show while doing Uber, right? Hydrate. Will do. Let's roll that back to see if that honk came from his.
Don't just drop him down.
I don't think it did.
Oh, I think that was a space with some shills, and he didn't want to let him speak. So yeah, that was different.
Yeah, so like, don't just drop him down.
Let's see. 2 people's microphones are on in the moment. It beeps. Neither are Kais.
Actually, a fucking moron and fart for 4 hours.
Well, honestly, dude, I get annoyed by the sound effects myself. Like, you know, it's something that we can't really control unless, you know, we try to be adult like. And you know, no one needs to keep, you know, just
I just thought it was
jabbing at
funny.
each other.
I thought it was funny that, you know, he tried to do the stolen valor thing with me when he uses.
I get it. Yeah, I can see why you're on the defensive.
He uses a fake name, which I'm using as well, but I just try to give him my real name. I even try to spell it for him. And then I think he even uses like a voiceover or something like that, or at least he used to. I don't know if he still does. His voice seems to have changed a little. But
he was just having fun in the beginning, you know. I mean,
balls finally dropped, and that's why his voice changed.
I swear they all have the humor of like high school boys.
He's you know, he's a good guy. I like Alex. I think he's just he's on edge. You got to think, man. There's a lot of confusion, and he wants some answers. You know what I mean?
Hey guys, can you describe the bike that you won?
Kais won a bike from Larry Chang, one of the people on the board of GameStop. He won it in a random drawing after feuding with him, which was pretty funny. It's an e-bike. Gnome Pickle says 3 stars. My driver got my location, but there was a weird guy who kept swearing and ranting about a dead stock while I was in his car. Giving 3 stars because it's the minimum I can give without fear he will hunt me down out of vengeance and yell at me.
Fair and squarely.
Yeah, it's electric.
I don't know who 510 Gang is. I have no idea what that is.
Boogie, woogie, woogie.
I'm going to hire Kai to write my marketing.
Exactly
He's going to write my marketing. It's electric. You want it.
You just brought me back to every wedding I was too young to have a good time at.
Actually, since you asked about it.
Yep, Larry Chang was the guy they interviewed at the Hangar meetup.
So I'm thinking.
My speculation on that was that he had no idea what he was actually, like, at an event for. I kind of assumed that it was just in his head some corporate event or something he was paid to do a little, like, speech for. I don't think he knew it was for the PP show or anything like that.
Of doing some paparazzi, because all CEOs, all these corrupt. I mean, some of them are corrupt, some of them are not. So I drove many back a couple years ago in New York City, and I know the route they take. They come from different states, different countries, and the route they do is first stop into BlackRock, second stop into Bloomberg, and third stop into Goldman Sachs. How you call it? Goldman Sachs. Yeah, I'm not wrong. So maybe to follow these guys and do the paparazzi job, you need a bike, not a car, so you can squeeze in between traffic. So it might be good for that mission in the future.
Yeah, let's not do paparazzi shit. And by that I mean, please don't harass and stalk people you have problems with, Kais. That's illegal. Don't do that. Don't do that.
So, Kais, can I ask you a question about your Pulte stock gifts that you gave everybody, or don't you want to talk about that?
Oh, is he going to talk about the money?
As long as you don't run out the door when he's trying to answer you.
What is that voice he's doing? Is he an old man character in D&D? Is this what he sounds like?
All right, Bob, but I'll leave it up to him to say it's all right.
I gotta say, while he's thinking of that, Bob's voice And just like the one-liners have been one of my favorite, most entertaining moments of these space calls. I've literally laughed out loud a few times on some of the one-liners you come up with, and I think a lot of them probably go over my head, and I do get some of them, but most of them I probably don't get. But anyhow, that's one of the things I like about this community. Everybody's good people and whatnot. So I'm gonna drop down soon, but hey, Kaiser, my brother, I love you. Chad, we
Am I an active investor? No, I do not day trade.
we got along.
If that's what you're asking.
Really well in Florida. I look forward.
I have invested in like mutual funds and stuff. I have. I did Robinhood for like a little bit, made a little money on the GameStop thing, though I understood what it was. I was never into like the cult meme stock stuff. I understood it was getting pumped by the memes. But no, I'm not really someone who does that.
Forward to seeing you next time. And number one.
Yeah, it kind of feels like people are trying to trick me into giving financial advice, which is funny. I'm not going to do that. I don't know about finance shit. I've been open about that. You don't need to know about that to know people are conspiracy theorists.
Next time I'm out at one of my VA appointments, I'll hit you up. Maybe we'll grab lunch, all right?
Don't know what
Control,
the...
I love you too.
Don't know the point of the trolling, but it feels like it.
Scoop you up, buddy.
I have a question for you, Control.
Yeah, of course.
Will you come into the I Love the Stock show?
Yeah, I mean, has it been kicked off yet? I saw you were
well, the computer is going to be delivered tomorrow. Some microphones are already delivered. I didn't pick them up yet. A lot of equipments. I'm very grateful to some people in the community. Marcus Limones, he said no, but this great community told the Marcus Limones, fuck you. We want the show. And almost I mean it's all the equipments they've been purchased. If you go into the link, you're gonna find some great people bought them. And once I have the setup,
If I was wrong about the trolling thing, by the way, I'm sorry. I just want to make sure. I always got to be cautious. You never know. Especially recently on YouTube, I got some people coming in and trolling. I'm all for open discussion. I just, would like it to be in good faith. That's all. It's cool if people disagree with me or whatever.
I'm gonna start it.
I will be honored to come on the show. I just, like I said, if you ask me a question, I'm gonna answer it the way I feel. So I don't pull any punches. I just call balls and strikes. So, so when you say I love the stock, right? Obviously that's open for all stocks, right? So like, is there a focus on the show, or is that the intent is to leave it open where like you?
Hopeless Nostalgic with a $5 super chat says, only stock I'm investing in is Hannah Reloaded. Happy New Year to you. You too. Thank you.
Just discuss whatever whatever stock you're talking about on that particular show.
Okay, so the main purpose of the show is to fight corruption in.
Thank you for answering the questions. I really find your stream interesting. Hazy shared it with us during the BBBYQ Fest that you live stream. Okay, I misunderstood what was happening then. People coming in for something else that just aren't from the stream. I apologize if no one was trolling. Just when I don't see people I recognize on the stream and they ask questions that I don't understand or like are different than questions I normally get, I get defensive just because you gotta be on the internet, But welcome if you're here and not normally from the stream. I appreciate it.
Wall Street and in fake mainstream media. So what I'm trying to do right now, with the help of some people in the community, we are building a website, and we're gonna have a section of whistleblowers. So basically, it's going to be any corruption inside the companies that we're going to have
So you're going to let anyone come in and give you like anonymous tips? That's going to go great.
It's like the TMZ, not the
You can get good financial advice at the firm of Grabbit and Scarper. I get kind of the joke here, but it feels like a direct reference to something.
TMZ, what's the guy, the other guy who does videos like corruption.
You're also enjoyers of BBBY, PP Griff Drama? Okay, good. Well, welcome then. I apologize if I came off as abrasive or, like, defensive.
Politics. The main focus is corruption in companies, and we can
Harold Ebelman says, and of course the lawyers over at Dewey, Cheatham, and Howe do amazing work. That one I got. It's Three Stooges, I think.
through that section in the website, we can have information from insider workers, employees, that they don't want to reveal their identity, but they're going to tell us things, what's going on,
Scarper is British slang for runaway. That makes sense then.
and the corruption inside those corporations. So
Yeah,
I
I
love
mean-
the stock, any stock.
Yeah, I'd be honored to come on. Again, I'm not the best when it comes to the DD and the tinfoil and all that stuff, but I will say that one of the things that I've been trading for about 5 years now. This play has really opened my eyes to how corrupt it is, and it's really disgusting how corrupt it is, and how it's really manipulated to the point where a certain percentage, whether it's 1% or 5% or whatever, like the people at the top pulling all the strings are really the only ones getting rich. And when things like that happen, it's usually
You can recognize that systems are unequitable and not have it be a whole thing where you think there's a direct conspiracy against Bed Bath & Beyond,
on the back of the lower class and middle class people. And it's like it's almost like it's not to the point where you're crippling them, but you're taking pennies off of, like, if you took pennies off of 10 million accounts every day, you know what I mean, you're making $10 million every day. And I think that's what they're doing by manipulating the market and
Oh boy, you don't understand the market. Holy
driving up
shit.
cost, and and jumping out early, and then the cost comes back down and they buy it back. And so like
What do you think a market is?
I mean,
are you just anti-market? If you are, fine, but like then be that. What are you
was
doing?
doing it, but not with any kind of insider information, and I was right sometimes and I was wrong sometimes when I was swing trading and day trading and things like that. But these guys are moving the market, and they're moving it in their favor. And
Jesus Christ. So the Kais show is a shit show. That's pretty funny. This was the PP show that was happening at the exact same time.
Oh shit, my mic was muted. Fellas, how the fuck you doing tonight? It's great to see
I know we all
you
missed
guys.
PP.
Thank you for joining me on the PP show, man, where we love talking about all things related to Bed Bath & Beyond. Let me fix my camera here. How the fuck you guys doing, man? A lot of drama going on, man, across everywhere. We're going to address some...
Is it across everywhere, or is it specifically in your group of compatriots?
Kai's stuff today as well. Shit is through the roof.
If I had a choice of being top streamer on YouTube or getting mad cow disease, what would it be? Morally tough choice. Economically top streamer. Mad cow does not pay as well as it used to.
And in terms of this drama, apparently Kai's is saying that I'm nefarious towards Bill, whatever it may be. Let me tell you guys something before we open the show, since we'll go ahead and start with this and address these issues. Number one, the last time I spoke to Kai's Malej was in Florida. All right. What day is it today? It's the 3rd of January. Kai's didn't even call PP to wish him a new year, nothing. I haven't heard from him. All right. So, it's very bizarre to me that all of a sudden today I have stated in the subreddit that essentially I'm not doing the Atlanta show. I said I'm not doing any shows actually out of, obviously I don't want to do any shows, man. There's nothing wrong about it. If I say I don't want to do a show, I don't want to do a show.
It's interesting he doesn't want to go more in depth. He obviously doesn't have to, but I'm wondering if he realizes and was uncomfortable with how the previous live show went, if he actually has some sort of pangs of guilt about getting people to give him money for that.
Nobody should get angry over that, right? So it's very bizarre that all of a sudden today, the thing that I said was, I don't plan to do any future shows right now. I'm not doing any shows until this is through. I'm here because of the Bed Bath community. I run this show because we are a Bed Bath & Beyond community. There's nothing wrong with that. But I do find it weird that after I said that he's called me 7 times today. And again, like, it's highly bizarre. He's making.
I imagine he's upset because he knows that Polte wants to use PP in order to continue this going, and if PP doesn't go along with it, then that's not good for Polte, at least in the eyes of Kais, and Kais is also working for Polte, not officially or anything, it just seems like he's at his beck and call. So that seems to make sense of the situation. Kais is upset with PP for not going along with Polte's plans.
He's making defamatory statements against me publicly when all I said was I'm not doing a fucking event. That's a little weird, if you ask me. So with that being said, it's just another day in PP paradise, man, where everybody wants to get a piece of PP, man. I don't blame you, man. Hold on one second. I'm going to give a link real quick to Travis here. Anyways, this stuff needs to be addressed. I have saved the clip of whatever he was saying about me, which is bullshit.
Anyone know what PP was doing before BBBY GME? I know that there are screenshots and stuff of him promoting Safe Moon and I think Terra Luna, which were both crypto things that ended up blowing up. Surprise, surprise. So his track record, from what I have seen, is not great.
And so be it, man. If that's how Kaz wants to treat me, then so be it. I don't have to answer anybody's goddamn fucking call either. All right. So I hope that clears up a couple things.
Just poured some spirits. That's always good at the beginning of the show. Keep you real sharp.
Again, I don't know what the reason was that he called, but it is a little bit weird. I haven't spoke to him since Florida. So, and all of a sudden out of the blue, he's calling me nonstop. All right, let's go ahead and start the
Have I ever dove into Gherkinit Pickle Financial and his grift? I haven't. I've heard Gherkinit mentioned. I know that he had done some previous quote-unquote DD for the community. Let me see. Does he have a YouTube channel, or does he just do Reddit stuff? Or like X streams? Pi-Fi. There it is. Interesting. So this is him. What is he talking about? Anything in particular? Just meme stocks or other financial stuff as well?
Show, man, enough of this goddamn drama. We're here for the goddamn stock, the tinfoil.
Lady Ann with 40 months says, I was a good girl today for getting both flu and COVID shots, and I feel like shit, but I did an adult. Good job. Good for you. Make sure you get vaccinated.
Man, enough of this fucking bullshit, all right? I want to address a couple things this evening as well, outside of what we just spoke about. Mike Hands with the 5. Welcome back, Peepee. Right on, man. I think we'll have to start running 5 days a week again, man. I don't know how. I saw Michael running the show yesterday, and it was fantastic, and I'm sitting there just having fun.
The show is generally, and this is just a personal view, this isn't like me trying to be mean, PP always makes the show so much worse. PP is the worst part of this show. And I can't believe he gets all of the money for it. Like, don't get me wrong, the show is gross anyway. I don't think it adds anything of value. I think it makes people continue to hold on to beliefs that just aren't true about Bed Bath & Beyond, or the former Bed Bath & Beyond. But if there is money to be made here, isn't it gross that PP seemingly gets all of it, where all of the people who do the actual work for the show, the people who write the nonsense and, give most of the entertainment, they just do this for free? Seems weird. Seems not fun. Wouldn't want to be in that kind of working relationship.
Homo, man, I don't know how I can do 3 days a week.
Hydrate.
Michael will have to discuss some things. Thunderous Queefer with the 5. Where's Plur? That's a great fucking question, man. Hopefully Plur at some point will join us in the future. Again, his job has been hectic lately. Lackluster Beverage with the PP.
Who's a better host, PP or Kais? Bad choice either way. Honestly, I'll go with Kais. Kais is still wrong about everything, but at least the chaos adds like an interest factor. It's novel, Like Sonichu.
I fucking love you, man. You are the real deal. Right on, dude. Mo Money with the 2. Does he hold the trademark? And also emotional damage with the 2. Is everything okay between you and Bill? Me and Bill are fine, man. You know, it's just obviously there's some turmoil pertaining to Kaz lately. Mo Money with the 2. The drama is stressful. Can't poop tonight.
Can't believe they still give him money, too. This person who has sold them nothing but lies.
All right, you'll need an enema. All right, let's get into legality and we'll start the show. We won't waste any more time. Keep in mind, man, I am not a financial expert, nor am I a financial advisor. So please seek the avenues to do so, man. You're not going to find it here. A lot of this is opinion, a lot of this is speculation, and a whole bunch of it, man, is entertainment if you haven't guessed it already. We like getting together. We like talking about this stuff.
Gurkit recently had people buy Siri and Tupperware at the top. What is it with meme stock? Do meme stock people not understand that in order to make money on stocks, you are supposed to buy low and sell high, generally? If you get in after there's already a big pump, you've probably bought in at the top, at least for the time being. Like, what are you doing?
And that's really all there is to it, man. So if any guests come on the show, you hear any TA, opinion, speculation, things like that, keep in mind, man, nobody here is a professional. We just like getting together. We like talking about the stock, and that's really all there is to it. I know there's a lot of lawyer comments coming in through the chat. We will address the lawyer stuff tonight. Don't even worry about it.
I feel so bad if any of these people convince a lawyer to take this on because they don't understand the situation. I just can't imagine having to deal with these people in a professional context. I think it would be a nightmare.
About it, man.
Fennikagami says, Hannah, PP has convinced me BBBY is the greatest investment since crypto and NFTs, which we all know were the most sound investments since tulips. Once it goes to the moon, my diamond hands will hunt all the snipe I can eat. I wish you luck. I'll meet you in your dreams across the Rainbow Bridge.
Again, you know, some people are on the fence about it, like me, you know, and
Ricky, the lawyer, would take it. He's like a Comicsgate lawyer. Oh, I know that fucking guy. He sucks. How do you combine, like, I like legal analysis channels. I like stuff like that. I think it's interesting. But holy shit, how do you do that and also be like a Gamergate person? It's just weird. It's not 2012. Please be an adult. Avant Gardner says, are you not dealing with them in a professional context right now? No, I'm making fun of them on the internet. This is not professional by any stretch of the imagination.
And a lot of people are allowed to have an opinion on what is going on via lawyers.
Raptor Blue, thanks for the raid. Welcome, Raiders. On Twitch, go check out Raptor Blue. We are taking a look at meme stock investors, in this case. People who are into Bed Bath & Beyond. They still think it's a thing. It's not. Their stock has been canceled. But nonetheless, they're still out here crafting tinfoil.
Very vocal about life relationships, lawsuits.
Make sure you like the stream, by the way, if you're on YouTube, and if you're here from, you know, another stream. I know some people said that they were recommended. Give me a subscription, maybe, on YouTube, if you like it.
That dates back all...
I have a ton of backlog talking about meme stock stuff and conspiracy stuff.
The way July of last year, wasn't a fan of it. Nothing came about it. Fonzie as well. I've seen that he's got a cease and desist as well, but that doesn't mean people should make up their own minds. If you feel you need representation, do so, man, you know, but don't have anyone tell you how you know, and again, like, I appreciate what Pulte's doing. You know, I think it's great. If he wants to discuss certain things about lawyers, let him. That's fine. It's his right to do so. Everyone is allowed to agree and disagree about certain things. I personally don't know, you know, about the lawyer stuff. Again, it's very late.
Why do they think they were betrayed in some way or lied to about BBB? That answer is complicated. I guess it depends upon what you mean by why do they think. Do you mean materially, what is their explanation, or what is the actual explanation, which would be more psychological? Psychologically, this is a group of people who have basically self-selected to be a group of people who want to deny reality at every turn to maintain their ego and belief that they have not made a bad decision. So because of that psychological need to not actually realize what they have done to themselves and the people around them through this bad investment, they need to maintain this delusion. They'll do this through crafting different narratives and all sorts of other conspiratorial mechanisms. But the long and short is they're doing it because psychologically they need to believe that, because the reality is difficult for them to deal with.
Late in the game, man, and the DD and the tinfoil and everything as a whole, which we've been discussing on the show, obviously, and we'll go ahead and start the show here in a second. I believe it. I think 6th Street.
Do they still think BBBY is going to pay out? They do. They do believe that. The stock was canceled, of course. If you didn't know, I don't expect you to know. No one outside of this situation would know that. But the stock was canceled. It literally doesn't exist anymore. There are no longer common shareholders in Bed Bath & Beyond. They do not accept this. They have denied this reality. They have denied this and are still saying they believe they are going to get money. They are going to get money or equity in some new company that Ryan Cohen is secretly building behind the scenes. It's nonsense. It's a story so they get to feel like they're just about to be rich. They're about to be proven right. It's financial QAnon. Hydrate. You're in denial of their denial. That's fair. Understandable.
Is the one behind all of this. So, some people may feel like, we need lawyers for answers. That's great. If that's what you feel, that's fucking fantastic. But people need to be able to discuss these things, agree and disagree about certain topics. All right, let's go ahead and start the show. Let's not waste any more time forever with the PP. No, I've been out of the loop. Can you go over the drama with Kaz real quick one last time? Maybe if I have a couple drinks, we will, man. Matt Dorison with the 2. Thanks, PP, for always keeping it 100. P real. Right on, dude. Anytime.
Right
Damo
on.
with the 5. Well done for staying true. Would kind of suck if no Bed Bath payday, but paying to attend shows. Good on you. Right on, man. Whether we
right on. Ashley One Up says they're like this, but less entertaining. I reject your reality and substitute my own.
I reject your reality and I substitute my own.
I own that movie. It's right back here.
Win or lose, we've all put our money down and we have decided what we have believe in terms of our investment. All right. And I've said it many times before. It's going to go one way or the other. It's either going to go to.
It's going to go one way or the other, guys. I love that he talks about it in the future tense, like it hasn't already happened.
0, or we're going to be partying in fucking Doug Sifu's mansion, man. It's going to be one of the goddamn 2. But I'm here because of this play.
The cat has been observed, PP. The waveform collapsed. The stock is gone. You lose. You know how you said it was like mansions or food stamps? You did not get mansions.
Here because of my investment, like many of you out there, and I am willing to see this either go to 0 or hero, man, and that is what I'm here for. So until then, we're obviously going to keep discussing what we like to talk about in our investments, things like that. And there's nothing wrong about it. All right, I'll read these tips in just a moment. We'll start the show, man. If I keep reading these goddamn tips, we'll never start the show. So, fellas, please give a warm welcome to my good friend, Michael.
The intros, the annoying intros.
Tonight, man. Michael, how the fuck you doing tonight, man? It's great to see you. You're muted. True says, fuck the fucking shills. Right on, man.
Right on.
Check. How about now?
Perfect. How you doing tonight, man? It's great to see you on the PP
relieved.
show.
There they go. Don't they nestle so perfectly into my background? It's a good thing we both like purple. Andronicus Khan says, I would love to be a fly on the wall of the lawyer's office as they try to explain over and over again that no, I can't sue a company that no longer exists about the ephemeral concept of a thing you don't own. I'm telling you, they have reified the concept of a stock. They believe it's a real material thing, like that they can have in their hand, and isn't just like an abstract representative thing. Jen Graham with £5 says, fun fact, Schrodinger's cat was invented to take the piss out of quantum physics. It was supposed to be an in-joke between him and Einstein. Yes, I knew that.
Like hosting the show myself is
It's tough.
Overstimulating, to say
Yeah.
the least.
Oh, I mean, you got to be able to keep up with all the degenerates in the fucking chat, shit talking, all this shit. I saw Travis last night getting in a fight with 24 the Money. 24 the Money is not a goddamn shill, man.
I absolutely hate the lampshading they do of their addiction, too, where they'll be like, we're all degenerates, as if making a joke about it diffuses the reality of the situation. It's like when I was an alcoholic making jokes about, I'm an alcoholic, haha, but in reality, I was a severe alcoholic. It's that kind of thing. It's not healthy. Anyone who doesn't know, I'm like years sober, so we're good. Hats off, PK the Lost, what do you want me to wear? Cat ears? God damn it. It's been a while since I had to wear the cat ears. I'll find them. Atheist Brody says the Minnesota Vikings have a better chance of winning Super Bowl 4 than you do of getting paid on your BBBY stock.
You may talk.
You wrote Super Bowl 4. I don't know if that's a typo or a joke. I don't know football things.
Shit,
but I know we're past Super Bowl 4.
It's all in good fun. It is harder than it looks, for sure, man. I agree 100%.
Yeah.
It's great to see you tonight, Tips, and we will go ahead and start it. CS with the PP note, Kaz, the ass licker, Thunder Screeper with the 5. Sloppy didn't queef me yesterday, so everyone's in shambles. SC with the
They're children, I'm telling you, it's pathetic.
10. Appreciate the love, SC. And we got a couple last tips here. Skirts with the 5. What happened to RC backstage and hype dates? Was it Ms. PP under that mask? No, it wasn't. I don't know what happened to backstage RC. You know, again, we got a little bit of tinfoil from him, and we haven't seen him since. Waffle with the 5. Pulte mentioned him and I think that's
the backstage RC thing was there was someone who would go on the show, like in their backstage area for their like live stream or whatever. Hat here, and he was giving them like a countdown, like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then he just disappeared. I assume it was someone fucking with them because they thought it was funny. Oh, I look cute in these. I forgot I look cute in these. God damn, I'm adorable. No wonder you all hang out with me. Cute as hell.
RC have the same lawyers that mentioned RC likes his tweets when he was suggesting to get representation. Re-listen to the space. It's very interesting. Most
still not a furry.
Damage with the 2. Michael gonna be a doctor and a lawyer. Right on.
I guess so.
Appreciate the love tonight, fellas. Let's go ahead and bring in our other guests here. So chat, please give a warm welcome to Travis the Stripper.
Feel bad for Travis. Hope he's doing better than he was. He's been very depressed.
Travis, how are you doing tonight, man? It's great to see you.
It's good to see you right there. Did y'all?
No. You're good. You came in actually frozen for a second, but perfect. It's good to see you tonight, man.
It's good to be here. How y'all doing?
Good, man. Yeah, we have a lot of stuff to discuss tonight. So right on. It's good to see you. All right, we also have
right
Bruno
on.
and also ABC backstage. So chat, please give a warm welcome.
Oh, is ABC
to Bruno
good?
and also
Good.
ABC.
I haven't heard about AJ in a while now. I've been watching the PP show a lot less, honestly, just because, like, after the Pulte thing, it's just the same thing every episode. I haven't done, like, a meme stock video in a little bit because it hasn't been super interesting until this weird Kais, like, drama situation. The last interesting thing was the Pulte meetup.
All right, Bruno, ABC, how the fuck you guys doing tonight?
Happy holidays, guys. How are you?
Right on. Happy New Year to all of us, man. And we're coming up pretty soon in 4 more days on the first day that we created the PP show, man. So right on.
What happened to Kais? Oh, if you missed the earlier part of the stream, Kais has started his own competing show, and he has the PP show trademarked and pending. to try and, like, fuck with PP. He's basically saying, PP, I'm gonna send you a cease and desist because I trademarked the name PP Show because I'm upset with you, because PP doesn't want to do another live show with Polte that's coming up soon, and Kais is upset and feels like PP, or at least says that he thinks PP is trying to hurt Polte, which he's not. It's a whole shit show.
We're almost to our 1-year anniversary. How are you guys doing tonight?
Good, man. Good.
Good, right on. So, Bruno, I know you had a space call where you were discussing a couple things with lawyers, things like that. I do want to get into that tonight. Again, you know, me and a lot of people on the subreddits, for instance, have been discussing this and would love to get into it tonight. And I know you do have a little bit of DD that I'd love to get into as well. So why don't we start with some of this lawyer stuff? Bruno, do you think that lawyers are needed at this point in time? Yes or no? And if so, why do you feel that way?
For me personally, I'm just confident in the play. Like some of the DD that I'm sure that you're.
What are you confident in? What play? There's no play. There's no play. It's done. It's over. It's been over. Like, the official date that the plan went into effect was September 29th. How long ago was that now? Oh my god. You guys have been at this after the stock has been canceled for 1, 2, 3 whole months and some change. What are you doing with your lives? Move on.
Will explain that confidence just from my own individual opinion.
Yes.
In terms of lawyers, I mean, I don't think it's a bad thing if someone's offering to foot the bill, just to maybe let these guys know that we do know our rights. Obviously, again, some DD that we could get into is the terminology and the correct definitions of what is a waterfall, and then how is it actually distributed as per the confirmed plan.
Yes.
And
this was months ago. The waterfall is not new information. It was in the original draft of the plan. You guys read it on stream and misinterpreted it.
As an Uno reverse to that, well, how do you get what
Homer Simpson impression? It's just a little bankrupt. It's still good. It's still good. That was a bad Homer Simpson impression. Holy shit. Razor Girl Luna with 300 bits says, which one of these guys are most likely to be on the Washington Generals against the Harlem Globetrotters? I'm gonna say Michael. Michael for sure.
that you can get away with still making a claim, although it states that Class 9 isn't entitled. So I believe that I found the answers to those. Again, it's not legal advice or financial advice. It's just my own opinion, but I do believe I found the way to make that happen. So what it would come down to then is that, do we believe the plan admin...
That was a Tracy Ullman show, Homer. Yeah, let's just say that's what I was going for and say I nailed it. Ashley One Up says, welcome to the PP Show 2075, where the MOAS will happen any day now.
And Brad Sanders.
At least maybe it'll be that, but with, like, flying cars. They can be disappointed in their flying cars.
An extension would not follow this legally binding plan, or do people think that they need legal representation? And my answer to that would be that it's your own decision.
Right.
It's your own individual decision. I personally will not be making any legal claim myself.
Can I do Marge? Not without making everyone's ears bleed.
Just because I do have confidence in the claim, but I will not be isolating anyone, nor will my opinion change on anyone that does choose to do so.
Of course, and I think it's good to discuss these things. You know, if one side feels like there needs to be representation, that's fantastic. If one side feels like there doesn't need to be, there shouldn't be any kind of conflict. Again, a lot of the DD, in my opinion, does hold up. Look at Jake, right? Like Jake's call, I think it was last weekend. And Jake made some really good points as well. You know, like essentially this has all been planned. I mean, how do you go from one of the largest American retailers in the US and essentially liquidate them, take care of all the fucking illegal work, all of the fucking
At least they're finally to the point where they were agreeing it has been liquidated. That's good. That's good. That's progress, I suppose.
Stuff, things like that, shareholders in roughly 5 months. You know, I don't buy it.
Because they paid a lot of people to do it. It was a bankruptcy. The longer they remained open, the more money they were losing, so it made sense to get it done quickly.
Well,
me
PP, if I
personally-
could just
yeah.
step in there, and
Sure.
something we should definitely cover, especially if you can get the audio running, is the fact that I found the
How long will PP drag this out? As long as his audience lets him.
podcast with Sussman.
People like to have their beliefs confirmed. People pay to have people say their opinions back at them. I know that's ironic as a Twitch streamer, me saying that, but like, that's a reality. At the very least, I'm trying to give you true information. I don't know if that's quite true for PP, in my opinion. But that's a commodity. Look at something like Fox News. Like, don't get me wrong, it's a cycle where people will get into that, and then it'll make them want more of that, like, fear porn. But there are people out there who want their shitty beliefs or weird beliefs or wrong beliefs said back to them and validated. There's a market for that.
And Ryan Niebel. Now, obviously, Poltace just made made the statement that Ryan Niebel is the one.
At least I'm funny. Looks aren't everything, though.
Is the attorney that him and Ryan Cohen share. Obviously,
Yeah.
we speculated that it was within Olsham, but we didn't know exactly who. So he's made that assumption. I already had that assumption, but I already know that he's going to.
Is there a new meme stock on the horizon, and do I think PP will jump onto that? There are already other meme stocks, of course. Went a little Mike Tyson there for a second. So there's like AMC, which Polte has kind of tried to get into, bounced off it a little bit. They've talked about it a little on this show, but they don't seem that interested. GME is still a thing, but again, most of the GME people don't like PP, so that's not going to work out for him. I don't know.
Deal with legal issues anyway, so I don't.
Steve with a Q with 50 bits says, people pay to have their opinions repeated back at them. Who would do that? That's ridiculous.
I don't want to pile them onto him by making my own assumptions, which is why I never really directly speak to him, nor do I follow him, because I just don't. It's not out of disrespect. It's just from a context that I don't want to add to his legal problems, because I do have the ability to dig quite deep, and I don't want to present a problem to anyone else, especially he is in the firing line, whether he likes it or not.
Of course.
But I did find a podcast that Ryan Niebel and Sussman did.
Mm-hmm.
A couple
Good
of
Mafia
months prior
boy,
to the
you seem
bankruptcy being
intense.
Filed, and they do speak specifically about their want and their need at that precise moment in time to lead companies into restructuring. And we know Chapter 11 is restructuring.
Yeah.
And their
Chapter
tactic is
11, the intent is restructuring, but if that restructuring fails to make a business that makes sense, then they liquidate anyway. You can liquidate through Chapter 11, and they have. That's what they did.
lead companies into restructuring and then carve out the valuable assets. Now, these guys are the ones that are in control, and they're literally telling you the fucking play before it happens.
Yes. If you can.
I'm still streaming? Yes? What do you mean? I haven't even streamed for 3 hours yet. I normally stream 3.
Send that in the private chat so Michael can get it ready.
How long before they resort to NFTs? Sorry, I know I'm pausing a lot. I'll let it play for a little bit after this. I mean, the GME people have tried the NFT stuff because GameStop did their whole NFT store and that didn't work out. I don't think any of the people here know enough about, like, any of the NFT stuff to successfully do it. And their audience don't have a ton of money to be pumped from it anymore. Like, especially after the $500 tickets to the event. Like, how much money could there possibly be to pump from this audience that he has built for himself? It's already a community built out of people who lost a bunch of money on Bed Bath & Beyond. So you know they aren't people who make the best investment choices and accept their losses.
Would love to take a listen to that audio. Travis, it's not an issue at all. ABC, what do you think about this lawyer talk? I mean, what is your honest opinion in terms of getting representation? I know, Michael, how he feels. You know, he really wants to take like a suit towards Mark Trident and things like that, which I've always assumed Kirkland and Ellis, the people who are there, especially the fraud people who are involved. You know, I would assume that they are the ones who are going to take care of this like RICO case or fraud. What are your thoughts on it, ABC? And also, someone in the chat said PP sounds different. Is the mic working or what, fellas? Go ahead, ABC. Let's hear it.
Hi, Drake.
Yeah, I mean, to each their own, right? You're an individual investor. It's your hard-earned money.
Sounds like he turned up the bass a little bit or something, like he's doing like a deeper voice, like not with his actual throat, but it sounds like his mic is picking up more of the...
on the line. You got into this play, and if you are worried at this point, and you do believe that it might warrant some effort on your part to start up a legal case or pursue that avenue, I encourage you to. I mean, absolutely. For me personally, it's a tough one. I don't have the resources to do it. But ultimately, I'm also kind of the frame of mind that there is benefit in pursuing it legally, and I'll tell you why.
Why?
I feel like ABC is talking like there's a minimum page amount that the transcript of this needs to be, and he's trying to pad it out.
More noise, the more vocal you are, the more filings that are done, the more attention that's being brought to it. And everybody that's on the other side of the table, whether it be the judges, the council, the plan admin, the more they see the public speaking up, the more they take an interest and realize the merits of
They don't think they can hire Kirkland and Ellis. That's the law firm that was hired by Bed Bath & Beyond to facilitate their bankruptcy, which is a very large corporate law firm, for those who do not know.
A case like this, so there's no harm in doing it.
Yeah,
it's not like a situation where you're going to delay. They're not talking about challenging the proceedings itself. They're simply asking for disclosure, and you are entitled to your rights. You are entitled to make a filing and sign an NDA and learn more.
Yes.
And I encourage that, because the more noise is made, this is in a sense, Bed Bath & Beyond is representative of 170 to 180 other stocks that are stuck in a basket that have.
No, it's not. You have arbitrarily put them all together. That doesn't mean that they are actually affected the same way.
You got MTL.
Let's see. What is this about the Tuttle Twins thing? The Tuttle Twins, for those who don't know, is a libertarian children's show. Let's see. Starter pack, Goldback, first physical interchangeable gold money designed to accommodate even small transactions. Oh. They're trying to create oh no, their own gold-backed currency. Oh boy. Children's cartoon makers are getting into trying to start their own gold-backed currency. That makes a lot of sense. I'm telling you, in a different timeline, I would have just become the Joker.
You got issues with AMC, GME, one of the most heavily shorted stocks out there. So this is a universal problem. So I don't disagree in following through with it. And
Don't I love the 21st century? Compared to the ones before it, yeah. Maybe not the ones after it, at least one would hope.
I encourage Michael to do it, and if he's got Bill's, support behind it, 100%.
Right.
I encourage you, Michael, to certainly find somebody top tier and somebody that's definitely in the field of both naked synthetics and fraud. I do believe our plan admin is really the kind of guy that has been brought on for that purpose, and I do believe the plan admin right now is solely speaking to the current plan that's in front of them. I think that will eventually change as a new plan is dropped. The one thing I do encourage you, Michael, is that if you are going to actively pursue this, you have a 180-day window since when the plan dropped.
Here's on the bright side. We're only like a quarter of the way into this century. We have so much time to turn it around. And also a lot of time to fuck things up more. But either way, it's opportunity.
And I forget the exact...
Either way, we'll do something.
But it has to do with the final right to have that plan unconsummated. And
any thoughts on reviewing some of Gherkinet's shorts on YouTube? I could find someone post them in your tinfoil section on Discord. Curious of your take. Sure. If they're more financial related, though, conspiracy theories, usually we put them under, like, crypto cringe. I really probably should have a separate channel for meme stock stuff at this point. But either way, yeah, if you post them, I'll take a look and do them at some point if they're interesting. Thank you. By the way, I appreciate when people bring me, like, stuff to look at that's interesting. And, like, up this alley of, like, topic.
And it's 180 days from the day that it dropped. So September 29th would bring you to March 24th. A filing must be done before then.
Yes.
Otherwise, you cannot have anything reversed.
Okay.
Man, I bet they're not going to do it because nothing needs to be reversed because the stock is canceled and things are continuing to move ahead throughout the rest of the wind down.
No, I mean, I plan...
Have I ever heard of the QAnon board game? I have not.
A few
Sounds fun, though. I like board games.
People that are going to help.
And you guys know my interest in conspiracy, not in believing it, of course. I don't believe in conspiracy. Well, everyone is susceptible to conspiracy thinking in one form or another, but I don't follow big capital C conspiracy theories. I just think the thought process and the way that they function is interesting.
Collect information and
I always find that hard to explain to people when they're like, what are you into? And I gotta be like, conspiracy theories, but I like very quickly need to couch it in like, I don't believe them. I'm interested in the people who do believe them. I'm not crazy, I promise.
I have some good resources that I can tap into. I know someone actually that does securities law, so
good. Yeah.
But I actually just real quick.
Okay, I'll definitely look into the Gherkinate thing. J. Rodimus with a link says, them talking about what they should do.
We should do something!
Should we do something? We should do something! Should we do something?
I'm changing! We should do something! Bang! We should do something! Should we do something? We should do something. Should we do something? Yes! You should do something, you boring idiots!
Wow. That makes me feel old.
Quick, on one of the dockets, I was just looking up this kind of, if I could share my screen.
Yeah, let's see it. Here, I can approve it for you here. All right,
so
we have it on.
You know, I just barely pulled this up. One, it was saying, I think it was saying that the hearing date switched from the 9th, which I was excited about, to the 17th. But so then I looked up who is this Colin Robinson guy, right? You know, would they probably be someone for shareholders or against shareholders? So
they're still so on this conspiratorial idea of black and white, good and bad. There are good people and bad people, and there are people who are for us and people who are against us, and there's no nuance or gray area or room for a different understanding of the situation. Good and bad. PK, thanks for 37 months.
Colin Robinson?
Yeah, he's the one on that's being added in with the plan administrator.
Mm-hmm.
So managing director, compliance director, swap dealer.
That must have been fucked up, Trevor.
Chief compliance officer for State Street. They worked for BNY Mellon.
That's interesting. 5 years he was at BNY Mellon.
Wells Fargo. Compliance manager. Oh, let's see. And operations compliance consultant at UBS. Interesting. Went to Boston. Okay. It's not definitive that they're part of Boston Consulting, but I think people kind of don't look at the fact that there used to be a Boston stock exchange, and the NASDAQ was made of the Philadelphia exchange.
I'm sorry, I'm going to start moving ahead because they're on a part that is so boring.
To it. What is in that plan?
There we go.
Sense.
The parts, where
what's Mike?
The parts where there's reading documents and misunderstanding them can be interesting in sections, but like not to listen to live. You got to get like clips for that because they just go on and say nothing.
And
okay, which was
everyone basically had to agree, but they can't agree to someone who's less.
By the way, chat, I think there's a congratulations due to me. Officially today, I am down 80 pounds. I am down 80 pounds from my highest weight today. 80 fucking pounds. That's some good shit. Still have a ways to go, but I'm doing a lot better, so that's good.
Qualified because everyone has financial conflicts of interest, and so they basically just have to go with the most qualified person because there's no other way to do it. And there's not really anyone more qualified because he worked on some of these big cases.
No, yeah, of course.
Kind of by default, he got in there, and I don't think that they can get him out. And I think that he's the one holding it up. And I'd love to be wrong. I would really love to be wrong.
Yeah. Real quick, I'm just going to read these off, and then I'm going to give you my opinion. We had Jeffrey with the 2. Michael, Bruno, and Pulte had a great space call. Gravitron with the 2. Top.
I don't care.
Bruno 2024 rug champ.
Thanks, Dr. Wife.
Champion. Mo Money with the 2. Guys, I have an announced rugged. Emotional damage with the 2. You miss every shot you don't take. To essentially represent the plan. If the plan says shareholders get nothing, that's what he will say.
Yep, and that's what the plan says.
You know, so I don't see an issue pertaining to the plan admin, especially when you point out that the dip in
they've been in contact with the plan administrator, and he has told them multiple times that it's over, that they have no shares, that their shares were canceled, and that they should move on, and they just don't believe him. They're trying to figure out if he's evil or if he's just misinformed. Of course, they never think for a second that maybe they're misinformed. No. He's either evil or misinformed. Those are the only two options. 39% to level 1 in a hype train. Razor Girl Luna says, congrats, I also gotta hand it to these guys. I've learned a lot about finance based entirely on not listening to the meme stock people. Classic Discworld tactic. They do say on the internet, if you want to find something out, the fastest way is to say the incorrect answer, and someone will correct you. So...
Philo and essentially the UCC had to
Ryan.
agree on who to put as the plan admin. I believe that he is...
What's my secret? Thermodynamics.
Just representing the current plan that is in front of him. Does that make him nefarious? Not really. You know, at the end of the day, you know, were some of his responses unprofessional? Absolutely they were. But the fact that what he's reiterating is already stuff we've discussed on the show in depth on the fucking plan. And so, you know, I really don't find this guy to be essentially nefarious. I think the guy's just reiterating what's in front of him. But you never know, I guess, right? I mean, you can't really, you know, you have no idea whether he's nefarious or not. But that alone to me makes sense. You know, if he says shareholders are getting nothing, he's essentially reiterating from the plan. If people out...
And if that's what the plan says and the plan was confirmed, PP, finish that thought. What does that mean, PP?
There believe that there needs to be representation in some form of lawyer to get that answer, then that's fantastic. If that's what people want to do, that's what they want to do. Again, you know, I find it really hard to believe that this...
Trevor of House Belmont with 80 bits says one for every pound. Thank you.
This has been dragged out so long. We even have now extensions into February pertaining to this bankruptcy case, okay? And it really doesn't make sense. The lawyers have been paid. This is done. This is wrapped up. The company's essentially liquidated. They've taken care of...
I like that he put liquidated in quotes. What was the quotes for? It is. Go to a Bed Bath & Beyond store. There's nothing in them. They liquidated their inventory. They don't have employees. MH Dark Beast with a link. I'm not sure if I can watch this because it's mashed and I am also streaming on YouTube. So I'm not going to risk it.
The other stuff...
I'll check it out later, though.
Pertaining to the ticker, things like that. Why the fuck is this not wrapping up? And then I sit here and
they take a while. Bankruptcies take a while. And it is wrapping up relatively quickly for the size of the company.
I say, wait a minute. Ryan Cohen's pump and dump lawsuit is still ongoing as well. I can't help but think the two have to be correlated.
The correlation is that he's being sued for pumping and dumping onto you people. That's the correlation. Ashley One Up says can't have that pesky reality getting in the way.
How I have no idea. You know, maybe it's due to non-public information. Maybe it has something to do with an arm's length transaction via 6th Street. I don't know. Nobody can tell you that information.
There's no transaction. There's no secret thing happening.
Except Ryan Cohen.
Minute left on the hype train.
Or even 6th Street. But the fact stands, right? Go ahead, sorry.
Well, it could be that, you know, it seems odd that they'd be pushing back the court dates, right? That we get the dockets today, right?
It is odd, yeah.
And
fuck, Nemesaur, thanks for gifting 20 tier 1 subs. Thank you. And Happy New Year. Hope your year's been going good so far. Mine is now. Just joking. Thank you, though. Sincerely.
You know, ABC brings up the 180-day rule. I wasn't actually aware of that, but I appreciate it. That it's like they're pushing it dangerously close to then because
Nemesaur is officially the #1 sub gifter of the year so far.
Pulte was saying, like, do the math. Where's the money going? Well, we're not.
The money. What do they not understand about this? The waterfall explained this. The final plan explained this. There were more debts than assets. That's the answer. Where did it go? To people who were owed money. And they didn't get most of what they were owed because Bed Bath & Beyond didn't have enough assets. It was not a good business. That's why. You made a bad decision. Please move on. Marcus Drake with 100 bits says, please don't make me think about someone pumping and dumping onto PP.
Privileged to know the money until the court will be over, and then we'll see where the money goes. And so it seems awfully coincidental that they're dragging out the court, even though everything's done, right up to that date to keep us in the dark until, oh, the plan is, we're giving everything to the plan administrator or whatever.
Yes.
And, we weren't there to be able to challenge the plan within the time window. So that's what I'm kind of afraid of.
Yeah, and someone in the chat here, Ryan, pointed out, he said, as you're sitting here asking why this hasn't wrapped up, come on, the problem is, PP, is that no one has the resources to do besides you, and you represent this community. I do not get it.
Ooh, calling him out. PP, people gave you tens of thousands of dollars in ticket money for the Polte event. Why aren't you buying a lawyer, PP? What are you doing with the money? No, this isn't live. This is from last night. I mean, I'm live. This is their live from yesterday. And this live is the VOD of tomorrow. Relativity or something.
I don't represent anybody. I get together and I talk about a stock that I'm invested in. And there's a lot of people out there who also like the show. So
PP says every man for themselves.
Technically do not represent anyone. I'm not a leader, nothing. I'm just a guy who likes...
I'm not a leader. I'm just the one that took tens of thousands of your dollars telling you, I don't know, a bunch of lies.
Getting together, talking about stocks with other people. And I think that if someone out there wants to, obviously Michael's already taken the initiative to do something via Mark Trident. I think that's fantastic. I'm not telling, Michael not to do it. I'm not vocally telling anyone to do anything. I'm allowed to have my own goddamn opinion. I don't have.
But when will then become now? Now.
Have to agree with goddamn anyone out there. All right. I can say all day long that the lawyer is bullshit and this and that, and it doesn't stop anyone out there like Michael from taking the initiative to do so. Do so. It's your own, if you want to do that, that's fantastic. But I'm just being honest with my opinion. I don't understand how a lawyer this late in the game is going to provide anything. And if
he's correct there,
then that's
broken clocks and all.
That's fantastic. But why weren't we talking about lawyers 5 months ago? Why weren't we talking?
Because you were busy doing other tinfoily things. That's why. Creeper, thanks for gifting 5 tier 1 subs and getting us over level 4 of the hype train. Very generous today. Thank you, everyone.
Talking about lawyers in May, when Pulte first came onto the show and all of this stuff was going on, why were we not talking about lawyers then? Okay.
Because Michael Goldberg was not part of it then.
It's true. Yeah. And you're absolutely right. But, the fact is that we've known for a long time.
Michael seemed a little defiant of PP there for a second. It was meek, but it was definitely a disagreement. It was a disagreement that he seemed frustrated he had to even say to PP. Interpersonally, that was an interesting interaction. Rubber Dave, thanks for following.
Time that essentially this company is going through bankruptcy. We've known that there's been a lot of fraud, things like that. And I've always believed that Kirkland and Ellis is there for a reason. I mean, quite literally.
Yeah, they were there to do the bankruptcy. That was their job. They were hired to do that, and they did it, and they're done. Ashley, one up with a link. Can't play it. I stream on YouTube now. I can't play shit like that when I'm on YouTube. Even though it might potentially fall under fair use in specific situations. I don't know if that situation's one of them.
Literally, what's her name? Tamar Donikin
Sorry.
is the one in the...
Blame YouTube and our draconian copyright laws. Don't be mad at me.
That's the fraud specialist, right, Bruno?
Well, I would honestly say...
Sorry, it's Kasulis and Baran.
Kasulis and Baran.
Tamar Donaghy is the person that's named on the S3 with Goldberg, and along with Onegla, and they're both SPAC and IPO specialists. So
Yes.
again, if they aren't in control, why are only SPAC and IPO specialists being named on the S3 when they introduce
When are we
Goldberg?
going to watch Steamboat Willie? Probably tomorrow. Tomorrow we're probably going to do a public domania stream and cover the new stuff for 2024.
Into the company. That's
Yeah, and
a big question for me.
Yeah, and you're asking a fantastic question. Go ahead, ABC. Let's hear it.
Don't forget, Goldberg literally signed off as a plan administrator to hold the DTCC harmless unless there's fraud. And who is the plan administrator? One of the most well-known fraud RICO experts on the planet.
Mm-hmm.
And so he signed off as the administrator for Bed Bath & Beyond on a condition that the DTC would be held harmless unless fraud is discovered. And we all know the synthetics. We all know there was a miscount.
Pretty sure that's general language that would be used in a situation like that.
With Seed & Co. We all know that there's definitely some
Oh, thanks,
fudgery
Linda.
with the DTCC and GameStop.
Yes.
I believe this has been a plan in years to literally catch it. They've now got an exit out because of that clause. If there is fraud, guess what? They can overrule the DTCC and move on.
Yeah.
And so I think there's a lot at stake here.
It's an excellent point, ABC. Go ahead, Bruno.
No, I just wanted to
Oh,
add,
sorry,
it was me.
Travis.
No, that's fine. I just want to add tomorrow.
Hard Luck Moses, thanks for 40 months.
Are is more of a securities expert
Mhm.
in issuance of securities and things of that nature. That's where she comes into play. But I think Bruno was right, and I forget the name he just said. But yeah, who was it, Bruno? The name that it's a long one. sorry.
Onegla.
Yeah, no, but yeah, it's Onegler, and there's three.
Tamar Donahue.
Okay.
Oh,
Wait, what is your question,
don't
Travis?
Get confused, Travis. Tamar Donahue only specializes in SPAC and IPOs.
Correct. Now, who are the fraud experts? That
Oh,
are
the fraud
part-
aspects are Kasulis. The
That's
most
it.
notable was Kasulis that took down fuck is his name?
Humble Homestead, thanks for 200 bits.
You know the dude that put up the price of the
Shirts and stuff, that might fall under trademark. Be careful. Be careful in the areas between copyright and trademark. There is a difference. Mickey Mouse is still trademarked.
that drug by 10,000%.
Skrelly.
Yeah, so she took down Skrelly, and then there's Baran, who has a very similar resume. They're two of about 5 that I identified that are very high profile.
Anonymous, thanks for gifting us up.
Fraud
30 seconds on the train.
That have previous experience within the attorney.
Travis does need to leave them. I think he can get better. But, like, he needs to separate himself from these people who continue to hold him in this really destructive place. It's sad.
General's office, so they are very...
The problem with stuff like this, too, is that often people get into conspiratorial belief systems because it provides them a social network that maybe they don't have otherwise. Like, people to talk to about things that they find interesting, validation, stuff like that. So if that's why you get into it, and you get those things in it, it becomes all the more difficult to leave because it's providing you something you didn't have elsewhere. Like, community, the feeling of belonging, is a fundamental human need, and when it's not met, you'll go to pretty extreme lengths to have it and keep it. Like, cults rely on this kind of stuff, and I'm not saying the PP show's a cult, but certainly a lot of conspiracy theories have cult-like thinking and mechanics going on, whether intentional or not.
Very big, heavy hitters.
Gotcha.
Let's
Thank you
take
for
a
the
look-
hype train, everyone. That was great. Thank you so much.
Look at what Bruno had posted. Michael, are you able to pull
Is that
that
the
up on?
20-second video?
Yeah, it's a 20-second video, and then there's a post attached to it, Michael.
Let's
I
take
don't
a
know
look
if
at
you
it.
loaded right for you.
Let's see if it...
I don't know if you'll get the audio, bro.
The rising interest rate. And
Is that working?
Yeah, it's working. Go ahead and let's hear it.
and I think that
Hats off,
going
Isaac and
forward,
Animate. What do you want me to wear for the hats off?
as long as you continue to see the rising interest rate and the deal
Okay, I'm gonna
market
start moving on. Again.
Real quick, JJ with the 5. Appreciate the love, JJ. In what's going on with 6th Street. Do I think a lawyer could get an
Streamer's choice? Okay.
Answer? Maybe. It's possible. I mean, anything is possible in life, okay? But I do not. I mean, you already have some of the best fucking people behind this company. Okay, there's multiple terms of evidence that we've seen 6th Street doing a credit bid with 6th Street, Dream on Me, and also Bye Bye Baby. We've seen it in the dockets. We've seen countless things. We've seen stuff that Jake says as well. Jake makes very good points that Again, it's not just a cut and dry bankruptcy. There's more going on. This is, in my opinion, we've looked at butterfly transactions. This is some form of a transaction taking place.
Butterfly transactions are a Canadian thing, by the way. Bed Bath & Beyond is not a Canadian company, at least not the main company.
Okay. I made the point the other day, a few days ago, that David Caston, okay, of all people, was brought onto this company, and he was given shares and also cash to do a certain job for the company. He's the power of attorney. He has essentially been running all of this stuff, signing off on everything well before the bankruptcy, and even past the JPM LBO, things like that. He has always been involved. Okay. I find it highly suspicious that this guy is given a certain amount of shares, okay, as an executive, and essentially those shares were valued at almost $200,000. Yet he's sitting here, paid cash for his salary. He was paid a salary, he was paid cash for his job, but on top of that, his stock, okay, that he was given as part of this deal is now worth.
Right, but they didn't know going into Chapter 11 necessarily that they were going to end up liquidating. They were hoping that they were going to get better offers and were going to be able to do a going concern bid where someone bought the company and continued to run it, maybe infuse it with some cash. That didn't happen. That's the gamble that he took when he took on that job. That's why it was a mix of stock and cash. That way, even though the company didn't end up continuing moving forward and those shares are worthless, he still gets the cash, right? It's just that if things had worked out better, also would have gotten those stocks. That's fine. It incentivizes trying to continue the business and continuity of business. It just wasn't feasible based on the reality of when they actually got in there and looked at the financials. They couldn't do it. The money wasn't there.
Zero. It's worthless. It doesn't make sense to me. His fucking goddamn initials are on DK Butterfly. He is performing a massive transaction. He is a specialist in terms of M&A. He has a history of it.
Okay. Yes, mergers and acquisitions. Bed Bath & Beyond's assets were acquired. I swear to God, they say M&A and then don't think about what it means. Mergers and acquisitions. That can be mergers or acquisitions. They were acquired. Their assets were acquired. Their name was acquired. Their stores were acquired. What do you think M&A is?
Okay. So I don't know. The lawyer stuff, people should have their own fucking opinions about it. But I believe in the best team we have here. I believe in there's a reason why Kirkland is still representing Bed Bath & Beyond. Like, we just read a docket the other day. Bed Bath & Beyond Kirkland and Ellis is still there. Regardless of when they were paid, this and that, they're still representing technically Bed Bath & Beyond. So I don't buy any of this shit. Is it good to talk about lawyers? Sure. I think people should discuss it, but people should be able to agree and disagree, and there should never be a goddamn issue about it. That is what facilitates discussion. All right. Not convincing people to do this or this is the best way. Facilitate discussion and allow the person to come forth and believe in what they want. Okay. That is how we've always run the show here at the PP Show. That is how we've always run things as a community. Allow people.
You run things by calling people who disagree with you shills and banning them from the show.
To discuss it at the bare minimum, and then allow them to go forth with it and things like that.
For those who don't know, I was on the PP Show once, and then I was banned.
All right, let's go ahead and finish. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
So just I think we do have an excellent team. David Caston, Ryan Cohen, Sixth Street.
Holly Atlas.
Ryan Cohen is not involved in any of this.
Holly Etlin. But you
Carol
think about
Flatten.
who they have. I mean, they have JP
Yeah, it's posted on YouTube.
Morgan, and they have Goldman Sachs, and they have Boston Consulting Group, which has kind of indirect control over a lot of things. And so, it was like, okay, we got a victory. We got JP Morgan. They got paid out at the beginning. It's like, hey, here's your ABL money. Get out of here. But you don't just defeat JP Morgan that easily, right?
Exactly.
Then they come in and they're like trying to block the dip using the 14% bondholders. Boom, we overcame that, got the dip in place. Then they tried to exercise the lien on baby and not let it be carved out. And then that was, we got past that obstacle. but I just don't think. I think we're now up against the final boss, and I think it's going to be just like any game, the hardest boss there is, and that's like regaining control from the plan administrator.
Yeah.
So can I jump in?
Yes, ABC, please jump in and just real quick.
Trevor of House Belmont with a link and 666 bits. Says thinnest skin in the world. SpaceX allegedly fired workers critical of Musk federal agency says, oh, that definitely seems very fucking illegal. I'm not gonna subscribe to the New York Times. At least not right now.
OG or I'm sorry, Cloud Gaming with the 2. PP graduated from LHCU. Let him cook university. All right. Go ahead, ABC. Let's hear.
Yeah, Michael, you know what? I agree with you. This is probably one of the biggest financial plays in modern history, certainly in the stock market. The amount of wealth that's tied behind this play in the basket, the swaps, the derivatives, it is absolutely insane. Trillions, quadrillions of dollars are at stake here.
Quadrillions of dollars are at stake over Bed Bath & Beyond stock that's been canceled for months. ABC, did you put your entire retirement fund into this? Because this is not what you want to be doing during your golden years. If you had enough money to retire and you threw it all out on this, shame on you.
Do believe that the other side is going to play their chess game as well. And, ultimately at this point in time where it's been a long road, we are down to the final boss, as you say. We're down to the final 2 weeks before January 18th eclipses and no more plans can be submitted.
Is that the next goalpost? January 18th, 2 weeks from now? Sounds good.
Absolutely. I encourage everybody to make noise. And the way not to do it is not to fucking email the plan administrator with a billion zillion questions to the point where he gets pissed off and says cease and desist. What it is getting a legal team involved, getting some advisors, and putting your best foot forward and making some noise. And that's really what this entire play is about, guys. It's about naked synthetic shorting. It's about possible fraud for buybacks and shares. It's about market manipulation and payment flows and all the thing that we've seen that has affected the true value of what stocks should be, whether it be GameStop, IEP, Bed Bath & Beyond. This is just a small little problem. And
he's Canadian, yes.
It's going to take a lot of voices. So I encourage you, my man. But what I do encourage you to do is don't settle in the middle ranks, because if you are playing against the JPMs and the big boys and the big bosses, you describe it, you need the best yourself. And so don't worry about the $10,000, retainer that they may want. You want to find somebody with principle too. That's kind of like an RC that wants to fight this too and make a name for themselves.
Yes.
I guarantee there's some lawyer out there that has had his head deep in enough of these type of books and situations that will be hungry enough to kind of go, wow, these fucking guys provide me with over 10,000 hours of research so I don't have to study it all myself in order to prepare a case.
That's what we're going to do.
You've got the due diligence. You got all the information.
Yes.
Get some people together and slam something down on the table, but do it in a way so that you don't affect the outcome of the play or the long term or the time frame of it. And that's
Amen.
what I can suggest.
Beautifully said.
Just like Trump's reinstatement, BBYQ's great MOAS is always just 2 weeks away. 2 weeks is a good amount of time if you're trying to intentionally obfuscate things and keep pushing goalposts, because it's like close enough that it doesn't seem forever away, but it's far enough away that you can use the intermediate time to soften the blow and set up the next goalpost move. Just saying, if you're gonna set a ridiculous goalpost like that, 2 weeks is about where you'd set it.
Yeah, Andy with the...
Unless it's an end of the world prediction. Then you want to go way out there.
5, would you rather have $1 million or a 50% chance at 50 million? Let's get a lawyer and find out. Again, if people want to, that's their right to do so. Again, I don't know, man. It's hard for me to understand why we need a lawyer at this point when, if the DD and everything that we've been talking about, especially with Jake, right? Like with Jake's, it makes no sense that Jake is stating this, and then we're being told, no, we need to get lawyers. I don't know,
How many concurrent viewers does it have? Usually there's 500 or 600 people at a time now. Sometimes it goes up to 1,000. This video has 7,000 views total.
It's hard to say. If people want to do so, people want to do so. But
thanks, Archaic Pyro. Appreciate it. Got it on ModCloth.
I think that everybody should have an opinion on it.
You remember the Hertz case?
Yes.
There was, 12 or 17 different plans that dropped.
This isn't the Hertz case. The Hertz case was a very specific thing. It's an exception. It's not the rule.
Okay, none of them, one after the other, changes made to the plan.
Mm-hmm.
No equity for any of them, all the way up to Plan 17, and then the U.S. bankruptcy trustees.
It's a very loud vape hit.
Stepped in on Plan 17 and said, "Make your equity holders benefit from this, please."
Yeah,
and they got some money out of it.
Why would the goddamn DOJ be there on the first day, ABC? Honest to God, like if this is just a bankruptcy, when the fuck has the DOJ sat in on any other bankruptcy that maybe didn't have any fraud? I don't think there's a history of it. Like the DOJ being there is very severe, in my opinion. They cut JPM the first day of court.
Very severe?
The DOJ's there the first day of court. Like JPM saw this the moment they probably saw that the DOJ, in terms of paperwork, or seeing them there, that this is potentially serious. But the fact that the DOJ was even there speaks volumes, in my opinion.
But what did the DOJ do to Sam Bankman-Fried, right? I mean, they let him off the hook.
No, they didn't. What?
So, I mean, I'm just saying that's the level
they let him off the hook
enemies were against.
Yeah, but
he was found guilty of a bunch of shit. They decided to drop certain other charges because it wouldn't really have a material difference on his sentencing. So it saved money, because even though, yes, hypothetically it would be good to go through and, make sure he's found guilty of those things, he already has such a long sentence and he already has so much going on that it doesn't really make sense to waste everyone's time when it's not going to change materially what is going to happen to him, which is he's going to go to prison for a very long time.
Like in prison, though, now, isn't he?
That was only 2 charges that he was let off of.
6 charges he was let off of.
Oh,
which again would not have made a material difference to his sentencing. That's my understanding. If I'm wrong, point it out. I might be. But I'm pretty sure the idea was it's just not worth it when we already got him for the big stuff.
Excuse me, I apologize. I thought it was only 2.
They had to drop the political charges due to the extradition agreement with Bahamas. That makes sense.
But no, I mean, he's still...
Motherfucking Crocodile of Wall Street. Razzlecon. Oh, wonder how Razzlecon's doing these days.
Being held accountable for like 40-something. I mean... If you get let off the hook for 6 out of 40-something, I mean, that's plausible. I mean,
right.
Also, you got to think about what he's going through, and it's like I said yesterday, it's a big club, and we're not in it. I mean, it might be people. Who knows? I mean, I've sat back kind of quietly, but like we're battling some very, very big players here, and we're a bunch of nobodies from nowhere.
I have no idea what happened to her. I didn't follow after the initial indictment.
That, we're trying to do something that's never been done before.
Right.
And there was that other guy that bought more, 120% of the shares, and no one cared, right? So I mean, I'm just making sure that someone like that's actually goes through, and like, I think that's how those big boys battle is in the courts,
Let's finish up this DD here. I don't want to keep Bruno too long because I know how late it is over there. Directly after referencing Sussman's NDA, massive credit again to Sal. It goes on to work regarding IP sale press release.
Let's see if there's anything else in the rest of the PP show. And then maybe do something else before we call it a night.
This timeline was put together by me, Spidey, and Cian, and Phil, and then
been trying for weeks and weeks and weeks to get Pulte on the show, and he wouldn't come on the show. Ticker preserved his. I'm spitballing here. I could be wrong on the dates. I believe July 24th, July 26th. We have him on for the first time.
And when did we see those fucking? When did we post those drink pictures with David Caston? Someone sent me.
That's on the timeline there, PP. So that's on the 29th. Does that say?
29th of July, right?
Correct. Yeah.
29th of July, they're having drinks, celebrating. I mean, this fucking timeline makes sense, people. All right. We even saw in the dockets they build.
And so, and that was CNBC.
We're
He
still
hadn't
talking
gotten
about this fake
anybody-
timeline. Jesus.
all of the long dated.
Because again, it's just a fucking mess, is what it is. The fact is that me and Kaz had no issues prior to Florida. All of a sudden, something in Florida happens where now all of a sudden Kaz doesn't call PP, doesn't come on the show, things like that. I don't know. It's fucking weird. But at the same time, you have to ask yourself, he called me 7 fucking times today. He's running a space call, obviously, during the show. So obviously there is something happening here. So yeah, I mean, if people want to laugh about it, things like that, just remember that PPs are loyal. And of course, there's a lot of things that are going on that people aren't aware of. Real quick, Jersey with the 20. The more and more these shills come out of the woodworks tells me we are going the right way. Right on, man. Agree.
Fun fact, actually, in real life, if most people disagree with you, oftentimes you're wrong. Such bad advice. Everyone keeps telling me I'm wrong for thinking 2 + 2 = fish, but they don't know what they're talking about. I'm going the right direction.
I don't want to spend too much time on it. Again, people are entitled to their own opinion. People don't have to agree with everyone. People can disagree, and that's not a problem there. So, yeah, that's just kind of how I view it. True.
Well, thank you for explaining that.
Oh my!
Jesus. All right. Jesus Christ. The show exists is because of Bed Bath & Beyond. This is the whole show that we talk about. GME, IEP, sure. Do we cover them? Absolutely. But the thing is that we talk about them because we speculate Carl Icahn and also Ryan Cohen is involved.
Thanks, Sweet and Sour. Have a good rest of your day.
Carl Icahn owns IEP. Ryan Cohen owns GameStop. That's it. There's really nothing else to it. And, to be honest with you, it's like...
2 + 2 does equal fish? This is the work of fairy godparents. Why am I referencing that shit? No one knows what I'm talking about.
I should be respected as someone who runs a show, and if I say I don't want to do something, that should be it. I shouldn't be questioned why. I shouldn't be asked why. It should be simple. Okay, if that's what you want to do, PP, that's great. That's it. But the fact is that I haven't heard from this guy, and all of a sudden, out of the blue, he's calling me. Then he's saying shit on Twitter about me as well, all because I said that I don't want to do an Atlanta event, and that's attacking Bill. How? They can still do the fucking Atlanta event. Why the fuck do I need to be there? It doesn't make any sense. So, if they do the event, fantastic. I'll tune into it. I'll watch it. I have nothing against either of these people. The fact is that I'm allowed to do what I want.
Thank you, Gamer G.
And I don't think there's an issue there. So, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. You don't have to defend yourself. I was just wondering if maybe it got blown out of proportion, but who knows? And yeah, whatever.
Sure.
I did want to point out something. Just can I share my screen real quick?
Yeah, absolutely. Let's take a look at it. And also Bobby Tables with the pertaining to us as shareholders, things like that. Real quick, Chuck says PP Roadshow going skills for a specific purpose. The Deal Baker. Redacted legal services.
I think they're building like a whole. They have to
just get to the final thoughts section, and then we'll move on.
I mean,
I at least want to hear what ABC, Michael, and PP think at the end.
I'm just saying, the trust.
I don't really care about the Bruno guy. I don't know him.
Questions.
On Bruno, we love the DD lately, man. Appreciate all the due diligence you've been doing, and show like it.
Florian Catrin.
ABC, you and Bruno work a lot outside of the.
Florian Catrin says, really enjoying your coverage of this pathetic stuff. Thanks for doing what you do. We just remembered I watched the Capitol insurrection live on your stream, and I'm grateful for this community. Well, I'm glad that someone else finds it entertaining. I know it's a very niche subject of interest, so it's interesting that enough people at least find me or the subject interesting to watch.
The show
like this stream's been nuts. The dual streaming's been great. I almost had 500 viewers between YouTube and Twitch this stream at several times. The dual streaming appears to be doing well, so that's nice.
In terms of
we don't talk about Bruno. Copyright struck.
Due diligence or what?
We message back and forth. I like to connect with, sometimes Jake, I'll ask him a question, Sal, Spidey, Yeah, I mean, if I got a question, I'll reach out. I'll reach out to Michael sometimes.
Yeah,
he's got some good stuff,
pretty much
man.
will reach out to anybody and everybody if I got a question. I want their insight, and that's really the beauty of this.
Yeah, he's been spinning on some really good DD, and yeah, I agree, man. A lot of the stuff people have been pumping out and discussing is 100% good shit. All right, ABC, let's hear some closing thoughts as we bring the show to a close tonight. What are your thoughts, man? What would you like the people at home to know? We still have a little over 900 plus people here in the chat tonight. What would you like them to know? Let's hear it, ABC.
I'm just saying, trust the process. You're in the play for a reason. Obviously you believe
the process says you're fucked.
Even RC and what could possibly come about this. We saw the letter to the board. We've seen circumstantial evidence. We've seen the tinfoil was kind of confirmed our circumstantial evidence. I mean, ask questions, dig deep, work hard, be vocal, talk to your neighbors about what you're experiencing and how.
If my neighbor comes and tries to talk to me about meme stocks, I'm moving.
Short selling is killing companies out there. I mean,
if I had to pick one of my own streams to watch and comment on, which would it be? Probably either January 6th or maybe some MAGA cope stuff shortly after Trump lost. I'm pretty sure I was I thought too well of them. I really thought that they were going to accept Trump's loss, like, at some point, but then, of course, that just never happened for at least most of them, so maybe that again someday. I don't know. See you, Hazy. Thanks for stopping by.
Ultimately,
see you next
I
time.
would just stand tall, and you invested for a reason. It's either zero or hero, but ultimately,
That's
at this
it.
point in time, we've seen enough that we can't buy or sell anyway, so I'm not getting.
Oh, did you guys see that the Remlazar Twitter account said they're going to do more Remlazar? I'm horrified. It's going to be terrible and probably not in a fun way.
This train, and this is a
but still, it'll be interesting.
Long-term play with the Teddy trademarks. Don't forget, somebody built a company into Chewy, sold that, invested into another company, turned that around to be the most profitable it's ever been in its history. Then went after another company. This guy's he doesn't quit, and I got faith in.
There was only the pilot, but I think they want to do like an animated thing.
It's taken a little bit longer than necessary, but that's building character for me, and I think it's ironic because the longer this play goes, the more people are actually going to get interested.
I'm just saying, if the people behind Remlazar want me to come be a writer, I'll do it.
Of all the
I'd have to join the union. It's definitely a union gig, because Remlazar himself, the actor, is like high up in the SAG-AFTRA of New York chapter, so...
version out there, because it's quite a mainstream.
Also, I will play Razel Mur.
Play here.
Right on. You heard it from ABC. ABC, enjoy the rest of the night, and appreciate you coming on the show. And chat, let's get some love for ABC on his way out. Enjoy the rest of the night, man, and we'll talk soon.
Take care, brothers.
Take care. All right, you heard it from the legend, man, ABC. Right on. Let's hear it, Michael.
Why would you have seen that? Because I retweeted it.
As we're bringing the show to a close tonight, what's going through your mind? What are some thoughts that you like to share with the rest of the people in here tonight? Still 900 plus peepees in here. Let's fucking hear it, Michael. What would you like the good people at home to know?
I mean, overall, I'm actually just really excited. I think the strength of the community is actually strong, and we have a lot of smart people, and we have people who are fighters. I'm excited to put...
Razel Mur sounds like a terrible alien name from a Star Trek spinoff. Razel Mur is Remlazar backwards. One time on stream we were talking about Remlazar, and we came up with the concept for a hypothetical if Remlazar had continued beyond the pilot, what would other things have been in the show? And we came up with sort of a Bizarro-like character that's the opposite of Remlazar, that's Razel Mur. And he looks a lot like Remlazar, except instead of an infinity sign, he has like a 0, and his stuff is all orange. Yeah, like Reverse Flash, sure. It's that trope of the opposite of the hero, and he wants to destroy imagination. We even had like an origin in the first episode when Remlazar kind of splits into two. Like we never officially see them come back together at the end. We just see one of them appear. So my hypothetical is that the one that split off mutated into Razel Mur.
some DD together and see what I can find and see what the next step would be. I will make sure to be smart about it, and I'm not going to pull an Illy DOS. But
good.
We also have cool people, like Kevin Malone said he can drop in tomorrow for the show, so that'll be exciting.
God damn, that is a high-tech vape. That man is vaping in the 23rd century. Look at that. It looks like it has like the L Cars Star Trek TNG operating system on it. Oh my god.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm very optimistic. I think there's more people. There's like, I feel like it's crazy that like the show's 3 hours, but yet like there's so much. Like when you factor in who all is there, I think it's everyone opposing, JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, and Boston Consulting Group. There's like a lot of people, like Elon Musk. I feel like at some point it's going to.
Would I rather see a Remlazar reboot or Bibleman reboot? Remlazar for sure. Bibleman's funny, but I think everything funny that you could have done with Bibleman was already done. So, do Remlazar.
His cards, like the whole Dish Network and then the Echo Star thing, and I think they're building.
Okay, Michael's bored me. I'm bailing. Can't even sit through the end part. God damn. Have I seen this John Doyle video? Oh no.
YouTuber Shane Dawson and his partner.
Did he 12 days ago? Yikerinos. Alright, that'll be up for the next Chud Watch, the John Doyle video. That'll probably be all we cover, because when we do his videos, it takes hours and hours and hours. Good to know, though. So this is the Gherkinet guy. This is popular stuff. From a year ago. Doyle is still a thing, apparently. Salty sucks. Salty sucks so bad. Remlazar versus Bibleman would be pretty good. I would enjoy that.
All right. Well, that was boring. Another day of following the mid-trend slightly to the upside. Super fun, right? So that ended up about $2 from...
You'll find some good ones. Okay. I trust you. I'll wait till you post some stuff on, like, the Discord, and then I'll get to it.
It's not financial advice, not legal advice, for entertainment and educational purposes only, and anything I say is my opinion. Please don't make any financial decision based on anything I say in these videos. That being said, such as false, and meant to give us a false narrative of the market so we can make bad trading decisions. Listen.
You're making bad trading decisions all on your own. You don't need to be given false information for that.
It seems like a lot of people are concerned about the AMC short interest, GME short interest. These bad actors, in my opinion, are making it look like they're covering their shares. Listen to me. And I'm not telling you to buy a whole AMC. I'm not telling you to buy a whole GME. I'm not telling you to invest in any stock. What I'm going to tell you is this. The data that they release to us is corrupted. It is meant...
What are you basing that on?
To push whatever narrative they want.
General paranoia. Paranoia is a key ingredient in conspiracy. You can't really have a conspiracy without it. It's in there somewhere. So he has a feeling that, oh, the information they're giving us is fake. It's another situation of, this in conspiracy.
I reject your reality and I substitute my own.
If reality becomes too inconvenient to your beliefs, you don't change your beliefs, you change reality in a conspiratorial mindset.
Want us to see. So when you see that short interest, it is fugazi. It is nonsense. It means absolutely nothing. Okay? It means absolutely nothing. First of all, those numbers are voluntary. Okay? They are voluntary. So you have, I'm not going to say bad actors, but you have entities that just don't report. They just don't report. So the short interest you see is based on the information that they're providing to these websites. So if they want to provide false information, there is no way for the sites to verify the information. The site puts the information that's provided to them by the entities. And as far as I'm concerned, those numbers
You wish you could change reality, you'd be less depressed? Do the PP people seem less depressed to you?
are fugazi. Those numbers don't make any sense based on everything else that I'm seeing when it comes to AMC and GME. And one thing you guys need to remember, from 2015 to 2022, Credit Suisse did not report any short interest, okay? For 7 years, they refused to report.
Okay, if they're not legally required to, then I don't understand what you're salty about. Like, short selling is not illegal. Short selling is not illegal. What are you mad about? Frustrating. Alright. Oh, look, the PP show's live. Great. So, I will see y'all later. Thanks for hanging out. Let's see who we're going to rate on Twitch before we call it a night. Like I said, I think tomorrow we're going to do our Public Domania Day. Look at all the new stuff that's in the public domain as of the 1st of this year. So that'll be cool. Demon Mama's not live yet. Is the Demon Mama about to be live? Because I haven't rated Demon Mama in a long time. That'd be cool. Here, Devil Summoner Marie's doing a thing. Why not? She'll be live 27 minutes. Okay, well. Maybe another time then. So have a great night, everyone. See you tomorrow for Public Domania. Until then, have a great night. And if there's any new viewers, make sure you give me a follow or a sub, depending on what platform you're on. Give the stream a like if you're on YouTube. And it was cool to meet some of the new people. Hope you stick around. We have a great community, talk about all sorts of interesting things almost every day. So, see y'all soon. Have a great night. And be excellent to each other. Party on, dudes.